sprites are in there working, right?
Yeah, you looked inside and there were a bunch of dudes in there who were all digging into this big pile of debris, or they should be. When you looked inside, they were fighting over a little snack.
Okay, so these guys were working for that king guy. What was his
Mm-hmm.
name again? Blue something?
Let me see. Skrarg. This is a weird name.
Okay, and he gave me his crown. Gave is kind of a maybe a strong word. I coerced it from him. All right. So I turned to you three, and I said, okay, look, all right, we got ourselves in a precarious position here. All right, we just got rid of the big boss here. That leaves a power vacuum. All right, now if we don't want to have to go through the hassle and getting our clothes dirty of murdering the poor motherfuckers in there, all right, we're gonna need to go in with a little, I don't know what I like to call a little bit of forceful negotiation. You get me?
Absolutely so.
Mm.
All right, so here's what I'm thinking. Okay, I'm gonna come in. All right, we're gonna kick open the doors. We're gonna be a big loud face. We're gonna overwhelm them before they even know what's going on. All right, we need to be fucking scary. All right, so big lizard man, you're gonna be growling. You're gonna be snarling. All right, dwarf chick, you're gonna be biting at your axe or whatever it is you do. All right, fox boy, listen, I have a particular favor I want to ask you. Feel free to say no, but I think it would greatly enhance my possibility as the future leader of this group if I were to be able to ride a magical fox into the room. Yes or no? What do you think?
I cannot do that. I am sorry. The most you can get is another dwarf.
Wait, I thought you were a fox. Am I misunderstanding something?
I am, but I am not the kind that can turn into a small fox.
He cannot turn into a baby man.
Well, I was gonna ride on top of you as you normally are, as a normal size or a big fox or whatever it is you are. With
I
the nine
can
tails.
you can be on my shoulders.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the best I can do.
yeah, that's perfect. That's all I was looking for. On the shoulders, great.
A fox parent with their like 4-inch kid.
What an incredible
Nice.
world we live in.
Indeed.
Correct.
All right, so yeah, mechanically, I'm gonna bust in and do a big intimidate check, and I'm assuming that each of them, also being intimidating, will be like an aid check to my intimidate check. Is that how it works?
We'll figure it out as we go along. I don't think there's going to be much rolling to be done considering everything you've got going for you.
All right, cool. All right, I'm on the fox.
Don't forget
Bust open the door.
these misfits they got weak spines. You just gotta give them a good startle.
Excellent. All right, I
You can
kick
stress
open the
them.
door. Kick open the door, and we all stroll in. All right.
I don't know if you're the right size to be really be kicking much open, but hey,
Well,
You can
someone else
kick
kicks it.
it.
Lizard
Like
kicks
you
it
can
for me.
kick it.
like you should be
Like you
opening.
can kick it, and
No, he should
Lizard's
open it
just
like they
gonna
do
be
in
like
Dark
pushing
Souls.
it open.
You should Dark Souls open. Like he puts his hand on it, and he takes his sweet ass time.
All right.
No,
I
it's only
bust
for
around.
plot-related doors. Double-sided. Well, I guess that fits. Yeah, it is double-sided. Fuck yeah.
Argus, to you can just open it. It's your size.
Yeah, and it is open right now.
Anyway, the door busts open. All right, I go in.
Correct.
All
Boom.
right, you stupid motherfuckers! Everybody, shut the fuck up. There's a new boss in this town. Just drop what you're fucking doing. Turn around and pay attention, unless you want me to shove this crown I just got from your buddy up straight up your sphincter.
The halls echo with the loud declaration of assertion. Um, I think I already read to you the description, but just for repetition. Almost the
Bullshit.
entire ceiling of this room has collapsed, while below, the floor has crumbled into a 10-foot deep sinkhole filled with rubble, mud, glistening patches of fungus. Evidence of ancient damage, burn marks, and acid scorch marks decorate the walls and much of the rubble. You kick your feet in, and a lot of them, which were it's pretty clear that someone has attempted to dig out some of the collapsed floor, but the second you come in, they immediately scramble to attention, and in the process, part of the floor starts to collapse a little bit,
Oh my god.
and you watch, and you see, it's not quite a humanoid figure. I don't know how to best describe this. For a glimpse inside the pile, or like a bit below, you see the face of a very thorough human being, like ratty hair, sharp ears, milky eyes, sharp teeth, and as if they had been waiting for this moment for forever, grabs one of the mitslets by the ankle and draws them under, and the rest, already pretty panicking, just start scrambling every which direction. Unless you want to do anything specific with them, they're going to be out here in like 2 seconds flat.
All right, so I rolled a nat 20 on my intimidation check.
Yes.
So I want, as they're running away, all right, I want to make it clear, like, their new boss has just arrived and they need to impress me. So get back here and fight this thing that they're just is coming out of the ground right now, or I will be after them, and I'm scarier than this thing is.
Well, the thing that's coming out of the ground has a slight complication, which is that the digging wasn't quite complete, so the second it grabs onto this mitzel, it starts to collapse back inwards again. So you just see this one blue little thing claw at the dirt around it as it gets dragged underground. The others assume this to be a mission success as the creature is no longer visible. And would like to know if there's anything you want to add, as their hearts are probably about to cease.
I want to know exactly what the fuck is it that they're trying to dig under there and why.
I'd like to point out that this, by all rule definitions, is a double critical success. Jesus.
I am very scary.
Like, you got
And
10
that's-
over on the roll, and they got a 20. Ooh.
And that's why Mr. Staccato is a boss.
He dominates the room with his
Aw.
presence. What's under there? Well, you should have... Well, Strong already explained what you saw. If you were to contort the description that he gave you, they would look like mushroom-eyed people. And he talked to you about how those people scared them out of the underground at first, so... yes. That's what you get.
Interesting. Fear. Fear is what we get.
Spooked boys.
So I guess the question is, do we want to investigate these guys and see what's going on with them, or do we want to just keep moving through this room?
I mean,
I'm
Once the
curious
si-
to see what the hell is going on.
once the
but-
situation has settled in a bit for them, and they see the crown, and their hearts have stopped pounding as much, they're gonna leave. They're fey. They're not obliged by anything. They're like, okay, see ya. Wah. The situation's gotten a bit much for them. Poor babies. You do, however, get Winnie saying that that's an incredible job he did there. I've never seen a person clear a room with just their voice, other than maybe someone casting fireball.
Oh, come on. I bet you personally have cleared a room with your voice once. Anyway, so yeah. All right. So there's these guys underneath this rock. Seems like we ought to figure out what's going on with them. They just killed someone right in front of us, so decent chance they're hostile, but they could be allies. I don't know.
Mhm.
Well, it's probably a
Could be
lower
friends.
floor, so there might be stairs around, or another entrance. After all this, and when he kicks the pile, this stuff looks way older than these guys in terms of who left, so there must be another way they got out from underground in the first place, right?
Mm.
I'm just trying to discourage you from getting stuck in a quicksand fight.
All right, that's fair.
We would. We would.
I can assure you that suffocation by debris is not a very fun way to go. As much as I don't care about you. Whee! Now that you have the room to yourself, the door to the north looks like you could definitely open it. The one to the west, some debris has spilled out around it. Probably not going to open too well. You know, it's like slightly off the hinges.
Quick look around the room. Anything unusual besides what's already been described?
Nice.
I mean, you think there'd be more progress with this pile of digging that they've been busy with, but there's nothing. Like, a couple of rocks have been put aside more than anything. Additionally,
What I want to know is why.
there's this pervasive ambient energy, which, if you cast strong enough spells, big bad juju stays behind, and that's kind of what you're getting.
So somebody did this with a massive spell.
A very long time ago. It's kind of like being able to feel ambient fallout.
Mm. Would I be able to
magic
employ my dwarven or rose guard lore to figure out what the heck?
Oh yes. Go ahead. You would definitely know that the Rose Guard fought Bellacara in this area, which is an old lady who owned this tower long, long ago for evil purposes. So go ahead and roll me that. We'll see how much you know about that specifically, in the context of this room. Doesn't their story end with, like, Otari, the guy the town's named after, getting, like, exploded and swallowed by the earth? This might be the hole he fell into. And also the room where Bellacar detonated herself.
Huh. So guys who may be at a double spontaneous combustion site, thought you should know.
Good to know. Good to know. All right, which door do we want to take, guys?
Well, like I said, this door is going to take some digging out from the other side by the looks of it. It's all jammed up. And the one to the north goes the same place the hole in the wall goes, so, hey, pick your poison.
I have place resistance.
I mean, we do have an entire hole in the wall that can simplify things.
That's true. Or I just...
Could I take a little peek if I can see anything of interest or hostility on the other side?
Well, you see the room, which I will repeat for you so that you fully understand what you're about to walk into. In terms of chamber, piles of rotting timbers and loose stones line heap around this large L-shaped hall. Clumps of moss and tangled vines spill out from the gaps in the wooden ceiling above each pile of rubble. Several doors lead out to all sides, barely clinging to their hinges and frames. Debris covers up the one stairway that goes up, and here and there there's signs of fire and acid damage, as you would expect. But nothing of note. You do hear, however, yelling and snickering around the corner.
Does the yelling and snickering sound like it's one of the sprites from earlier?
It does sound like one of the little itty bitties, but there's also this insectile sound, you know, like many mandibles shifting around.
What if they're trying to jump us with a spider again?
Let's run the same playbook.
Considering
We're
how
the
loud they are,
boss.
they're not like snickering like they're lying in wait. They're snickering in the sense that they seem to be playing around.
Cool. Let's run the same playbook. We're the new boss around here. They need to shake the hell up. I'm gonna bust in and start yelling.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you want to bust in and, like, I at least would like to turn the corner, or if we need to, for a flank to be ready.
Sounds good.
Heck yes. Foxy and Dwarf Mom. On the job.
Well, unless you're being particularly stealthy, the stone floor will eventually betray your position.
That's fine. I mean, unless I can roll.
I'm talking to Argus, who's like the upfront person here, if anything.
Is anyone in here?
Once you get far enough into the room, Argus will definitely pick up on one of the midflits, who seems to be holding a stick, sort of like how you would hold a conductor stick, and is waving it around at something, telling it to go up and down the stairs.
All right, same deal with Argus behind me. I hope I'm walking
Correct.
in. New boss in town, kicking, yelling, shouting, whole thing.
Go ahead and
He's
roll me
running
some.
around too.
Roll me some intimidate, because these guys happen to have a very large maggot to defend them. That's about the size of a person or a small pony. Ooh. That's a critical success. So, at your beck and call, you can say what happens.
All right, so I just basically I come in. It's full like Alec Baldwin in Glengarry Glen Ross. You know, put that maggot down. You know, insulting the whole operation. You guys are fucking losers. I can't believe it. I just saw one of you get eaten by a mushroom. Who gets eaten by a mushroom? It's a fungus. Get up that fuck over here. Look at me. Drop what you're doing. Tell me what's going on. You're lucky if you still have a job by the end of this conversation.
It's
Holy
mushroom-eyed. They were not mushrooms. Anyway, what was your final explicit demand again?
Come up here and tell me, like, what are you doing? Like, are you working? Or is there some objective? Like, what is happening here?
Remember that Boss Strong was planning to invade Otari. It appears that he had taken several large giant fly maggots and hopes to train them into becoming mounts, attack animals. It's unclear. This large maggot is probably more dangerous than these mitflits are.
I'm thinking these guys might make good cannon fodder. Whatever the dangerous room is next, we send them in first and let them get wiped out and do a little damage.
Oof, oof.
I mean, they're free minions.
I mean, you intimidated them into being nice. You're going to have to make a separate check to see if they want to listen to you at all, because by the sounds of it, the jig's up.
Yeah, I have the hat, man. The hat is on, okay? I am the new boss.
Excellent.
Yes, they're wearing the hat in this relationship.
But what about the pants, man? The pants. All right. They graciously concede that they will go into one room for you and help you out. And they even recommend which room they go into first. And they point to the one over in the corner over here. They're like, we want to go into that room first to prove our loyalties, and then we totally won't run away.
What is that room?
Running away room.
Argus. Oh, you can't see it. For some reason, this is a solid wall. This is just like a little staircase. There's a staircase going up, by the way. Yeah, you guess you could see. Couldn't see around that. Wait, Eric, should you be able to see that? Nope. Oh man, I forgot how much a thick doorway can stop you from looking inside. The door that they point towards, it's the dangerous menagerie. That's where they keep all the spooky bugs that will definitely try to eat you and kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Not the
The
bugs
crab
that
boss
you
was
told me.
been bugged.
I like bugs. Some of my best friends are bugs. Let's do it.
Definitely. Let's say hi.
The little mitflits bundle up and drag their maggot with them into the other room. I'll give you the room description so you can marvel at its grossness. It's described as the maggot stable. A collapsed wooden staircase in the northeastern corner of this room winds up to a moss-shrouded hole. The expanse of the fog pit is visible through the total collapse of the stone wall to the west. A dead frog the size of a horse lies sprawled in this collapse. Its back legs bitten off at the hips. Nice. However, once you look into the room, you see 3 more big old maggots. And this is where initiative starts. Because they're like, we got them! Get them, boys! Yeah! And they decide to take their luck, antagonizing you. After all, if you can take the crown, they're betraying you because hey, if one of them if you can take the crown, then they can take the crown, and there's like 6 of them or 7 actually, and 4 of you.
Oh boy.
Okay, can I try to intimidate one more time to make to keep them in?
You know what?
Line?
Sure. Go nuts. Let's see what happens. But you're gonna have to put a little bit of ooh. By the way, one more thing. Don't forget to give yourself a hero point at the start of the session, as always. Ooh, man, that's not a bad roll, all things considered.
I'm like, you gonna betray me? You're gonna turn your back on me? Do you know who I fucking am? I will kill your ancestors. You'll never be fucking born.
By the way, if you wanna, by the way, since you've seen these maggots move at like 10-foot speed compared to your 25. They're very slow things. They're not mounts. The mitflits too are slower than you. So if you really wanted to, you could probably catch up with either of these parties. They're like, oh man, he's onto us. Book it, boys.
And as if in a cartoon, they do
And-
not book it.
To be fair, when this happens, they do politely inform you that they did technically carry out what they said they would do. They checked the room for you. They just knew it was safe.
Yeah, that's fair. I figured they would be eager to go into a room that they weren't gonna die in. Yeah.
They leave with their maggots. If as long as you let them. Like if you want to stop them, they're cowardly folk and they're not interested in fighting someone who already gave them a heart attack. Ooh.
Nah, honestly, it's more trouble than it's worth trying to boss these guys around.
They're very stinky. They're very stinky.
Our boss has disappeared. Nice work.
That should be the last of the mitflits you heard about being around this place. So that's good.
Sephi might have deleted their token.
No, they're invisible and somewhere else. They ran off, like I said.
No, the boss's token
Oh,
was with them.
whoops. Where'd he go?
Whoops.
Where am I?
There you are.
Boss.
You were top one of the mitflits, so I didn't notice you. Well, Winnie gives you a little applause for your amazing negotiation skills.
I live and die for your approval.
Hey, if you can get by something without having to risk stubbing your toe, it's better than nothing.
I do generally prefer that. All right, what's next, guys? Which way?
I think we can. Like,
Do these
explore further.
particular stairs lead up or down?
Those go up, but like I said, they eventually stop in debris and never quite reach the ceiling. You'll have to
Gotcha.
climb some of the distance if you really wanted to get up there.
Gotcha.
Are there doors in this room?
There are doors in this room. There's one over here, and there's one over here, and then there's a large hole in the wall over here. And there are those stairs that go up that just go nowhere.
I'm gonna go over to those doors up at the north.
If I recall correctly, Strong would have told you that that room is haunted and has cool stuff in it.
Cool stuff.
Let's go find a haunted
Let's
cool
do it.
stuff, y'all.
I actually, I'm gonna try and go outside to see if there's any windows.
There are arrow slits, as always, on the south, the guard tower to the south, and on the large hall to the north. What hall is this, actually? Let's see. A dining room. That's what you're going into. Peeking inside through the arrow slit, which is easy to do when you're up close. A collapsed ceiling in the middle of the room has left a ragged hole in the wooden roof. With rotten tapestries, their designs completely obscured by mold, hanging tatters on the walls between the arrow slits and ruined side tables. The remains of a fancy dining table lies mostly pulverized by the fallen ceiling. Additionally, there are some newer quote-unquote constructions around here. Efforts to make like small structures. If you're a small creature, you would logically build structures inside of medium-sized rooms because they're usually way bigger than you need them to be. And that's kind of the effort that you see. Inger, with her Rosengard lore, could definitely tell you that there used to live goblins in this place at some point.
Ooh, I would like to tell them that.
Which would explain that.
Do I roll, or do we just get to share this knowledge?
You just know this. No fut. If you can just talk, you can talk.
Oh, yeah.
And most people know about the kobolds because at some point they supposedly burned down the inn. By accident or not, who knows? In case you forgot that massive scorch mark in town.
Right, yeah.
A little bit unforgettable, that one.
So, fairies, when we die, we just sort of dissolve into the ether. I don't really know much about ghosts. Does anyone know anything about fighting ghosts? Can I punch them? Can I stab them? How's it work?
Ghosts and haunts in this system are solved by... Well, they're kind of weird. Because whereas normally this system is extremely specific with the actions you can take and what skills can do, traps don't work like that. So you can get rid of traps by being clever, like doing something that thematically makes sense for the trap. And most of the time, thievery or religion can help absolve it by just, dismantling whatever lets it be, or exorcising it.
Need to get it some games.
There are ways to punch it, but not quite as directly as one may expect.
Does anyone have any recommendation as to tactical approaches that may be appropriate?
Do we have anybody who can, do a ward or a bind on this thing?
I am... spells.
No, I'm not looking for spells here. You're looking for training in certain skills.
I am trained in religion, yes.
And that gives you the generic option of exorcising spirits.
And I also have my religious symbol.
That'll certainly be necessary.
And if you need
Alright.
a boost, I also have a little bit of religion, a smidge of occultism and arcana, so got your back.
So I say God Boy goes first, yeah? We all hide behind him and his cross, or religious symbol.
Correct.
Hilarious.
You were hiding behind the scrawniest. That is amazing.
I mean, to be fair, it's a ghost, not a big fighty man with fists.
That ghost can still smack you.
All right. Sliding into the room, you see what you saw through the window, but now you're in it, and the smell of the mold is a bit more potent and pungent. No ghosts. Haunts tend to trigger when you're in specific areas, Winnie will politely tell you. Ghosts are very fickle things, and they're not always visible. All right, you slip a little closer to the tables, where you suddenly see several bones. Like it's unclear how many skeletons they specifically are, but there are bones here. And once you get close enough, a swirling vortex of about 6 kobolds rises from it, and the haunt decides to give you a little spook.
Are those the people who got crushed while they were having dinner at the dinner table?
Who knows? However, the ghostly kobolds let out their eerie yowls, yips, and screams of pain. Every creature in the room at that moment must make a DC 18 will save. The results are as follows.
Please hold.
Inger and Argus become beset by confusion. The others are just frightened one. Allow me to set that for you there, bucko.
Please do.
Confusion allows me to tell you who you're going to be beating up for the rest of the time.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, good.
Actually, let me just read it for you, because before, confusion required like a D100 roll and blah blah blah. Now it's just confused. You are flat-footed. You don't treat anyone as an ally. You can't delay, ready, or use reactions. Use all your actions to strike or cast offensive cantrips. Although the GM may have used other things, such as drawing your weapon, etc., your targets are determined randomly by the GM. I don't know why it says randomly and then by the GM. That feels a little bit meh. If you have no...
The opposite of random.
Yeah. Like, you don't need the GM to determine something randomly. If you have no viable targets, you target yourself automatically hitting, but not scoring a critical hit. It's impossible for you to cast spells. You just jibber-jabber like a madman, because your brain's all scrambled. The rest are just frightened one. The haunt is having a grand old time being a haunt. Spooky scary.
And a skeleton.
Oh, I should probably clear the initiative tracker, because there's nothing happening right now. I don't know what you're still doing here. Get out of there. Alright, kids. What are y'all doing? We're running this run at a time, in order, as if we had initiative, but not really.
So who's first? Just whoever talks first?
Whoever isn't confused goes first. The haunt then goes, and then the confused people will go.
I'm going to ready the religious symbol and try and exercise it.
In that case, you can roll me some religion.
Yes.
DC 21, unfortunately. That's a critical failure. I don't know what that does for haunts, but probably nothing good. Actually, what does that do for haunts?
That
Let's
would be
look.
amusing to know.
Haunt. Ooh, man. Spooky, scary. Confounding betrayal. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, that's awesome. What a great hazard is this. Your allies shed their disguises and reveal themselves to be malevolent monsters. What a great hazard to run into.
What the hell?
It turns out your friends were jackasses all along. And it's like, man, Como would probably just go like, well, I already knew that one.
Usually it takes 2 or 3 days to figure that out with me.
Huh. Well, they're just hazards.
No, we already have.
Haunts. Just please, tell me about haunts. Let's see.
Can I use my hero point to reroll that?
If you really want to, yeah, sure. I'm reading up on the rules anyway. Let's see.
Honestly,
mhm.
I'd love to. I don't want to punch anyone because they'll probably die.
Oh, that's actually what you need it.
Cool.
Is that all it takes? I think that's all it takes, because it doesn't mention anything else. You hold your symbol high and channel your religious fervor towards the spirits. What exactly do you command them to do with the power you wield over them by your divine decree?
Dance.
Return to rest and try and hope that Rasma can guide their souls to the afterlife.
My ancestors are smiling at me, Fox boy. Can you say the same?
Handsome.
Oh my god.
Your firm conviction manages to assuage the spirits for now. You have one action left, but your friends are unfortunately still confused. Their condition hasn't changed at all.
Yes. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna use the one hero point to try and reroll. Was the DC 18, right?
DC was 18, yes.
Gosh.
If you want to recover from being confused,
Yeah,
apparently someone just has to bonk you on the head, and then you get a DC 11 flat check.
I
Yeah,
understand. It's just
I'm gonna
that.
slap. I'm gonna slap Inger.
Reroll if you want to, Argus.
Yeah,
No
sure.
offense.
Let's try it.
And then Mr. Sakato is going to spend his turn trying to slap someone awake.
No. It's just one extra point. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work.
Mr.
might
Foxboy,
need
you
to
still have
get
an action left at the end of your turn,
Yeah.
quote unquote. So if you want to, you can give Argus a bonk.
I'm going to give
Bonk.
Argus bonking.
A quick notice, by the way, is that these people do not consider your friends, so they do not consider your ability. So you have to roll an attack roll. You don't necessarily have to do damage, since you're just trying to wake them up. But okay, Argus, roll me that DC 11 check, flat, no modifiers.
That would actually hit me.
Yes,
See
that's
11
why I
flat?
said it.
Sure. That would be just will again, correct?
No, just a flat check. That's what a flat check is. No modifiers, just a roll. It's a luck check, basically.
Oh, so 1d20?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Argus has no luck today. Mr. Staccato, you're gonna.
Actually, yeah, I changed my mind. My mama would never forgive me if I hit a lady, especially one of my friends. So she's flailing all around. I get up in her face. I give a big, juicy smack on the lips.
I need to make note that when pressed, Inger absolutely would pull a reactive shield.
In that
You're
case,
bad
Mr.
enough.
Staccato, you have to roll me acrobatics or an attack roll to see if you can even land that big smoochum. Apparently.
Because like, this is the thing. This is like the thing. I'm like, ugh.
I
Yeah,
am
never
rolling like
mind.
a
This guy doesn't roll
fiend
below
today.
20.
Inger, will you roll me a flat DC? Will you roll me that flat check, please?
What is that?
You just roll a D20. No special, no
no,
dice.
look, it's that one. Oh god, is this the one?
I don't
No,
know if there is a
it's
button
not.
that just rolls a flat check. I wish there
Those
was.
are
Please hold.
very, extremely quiet.
You can always just type /R and then 1d20.
Oh yes.
Like so.
Oh. /R 1d20. Okay.
Inger,
Oh yikes.
that
Okay.
is so weird. Why is he doing that?
Like, there's a very tiny ghost besetting me.
The supernatural spectral forces that contain you are banished by the supernatural ghost of you should ask first, man.
I apologize. In the future, I will request consent.
Thank you. I'm not into rough stuff like that.
Argus.
without a
That's
sword.
fair.
Yes.
I figured maybe you would prefer that to being physically assaulted, but next time I will simply attempt to harm you.
Argus,
Thank
you
you.
are in
I
a
appreciate it.
you are in a complete and utter daze. You are filled with the panic, confusion, and frustration of the dead spirits.
Yes.
As a
Everyone I've known today has turned out to be a monster.
No, that was a different hazard that I was talking about.
Dang
But
it.
the point is, you're gonna try to beat these people up, and then you will run away in confusion. So
I'm
please,
just gonna run into a wall right behind.
karate
Sure,
chop
why not?
Chiharu since he's being a bully.
Sure, absolutely.
Karate chop somebody's head off.
All right.
After which,
All
you-
3 actions or just one?
I'm just,
action?
this is what happens. People see you try to hit Chiharu, who somehow manages to not get hit. After which, you run out of the room
Yes.
for no reason. What is everyone else doing? Argus is just running away.
Can we yoink and go after the Argy?
You probably should before he gets himself hurt.
Yeah, like there's a sinkhole over there.
No, that was one room over.
I know, but at some point, if you do try to go in that direction, there may be a sinkhole over there.
Well, if you follow him, maybe you can knock some sense into him.
Yeah. Can I do a bunk?
Yes. Roll me an attack
Like
roll if
what,
you want to
like-
bonk him.
Like with the hilt of my little
Yeah,
dagger.
yes.
Yeah, but
Like, you're not in a high-stress situation. You can bonk him safely.
okay.
Holy shit, that's one hell of... That's a critical hit.
Argus, please roll
That's a
me
hell of
that
a
flat check again.
Yes, absolutely.
Come on.
You get bombed into next Tuesday.
Hey, Inger, you can definitely just try and bonk him again.
Oh,
might
Although at
be.
this rate, he's gonna have some lumps on his head.
He's just
I
getting more
already have some
confused.
lumps.
It's
I
like,
already
we're not
have
doing a
some
very good
lumps, it's
job
cold.
convincing him that we're not enemies.
Yeah. Like,
Yes.
Please.
is
Please.
that
Oh,
the
Gosh.
is that the like the little reduced number thing?
No.
Excuse me.
Yes, the
Or
minus.
this one? Okay.
The next one in line. Argus,
That
roll me
hits.
again. Please demonstrate to class that you cannot make a coin flip. Thank you.
Oh,
Mr.
bud.
Staccato!
You won't fool me, monsters!
I mean, to be fair, Argus has demonstrated nothing but an iron something. Mental
Iron
fortitude?
will.
An iron
Uh-huh.
dedication to being freaked out.
Ugh.
Though, to be fair, getting a grandma like wail on you with a knife would freak out anybody.
Yeah,
Mr.
holy
Staccato,
shit.
would you like to try and hit him on the head with something?
Ah, Jesus Christ.
If I
No,
could
I'm
join
not
in.
going. I'm not gonna just pile on this guy and beat the shit out of him. I'm gonna. I cast glow dancing lights to kind of box him in a little bit, so he doesn't keep trying to run. He can run through them, obviously, but there's like these really bright shining lights kind of blocking him off.
Well, that probably would work on a reasonable person.
I am
Um,
anything but.
That's what I have to offer.
Argus,
That's what I'm doing.
can you
Yes.
roll me an attack roll
It's
on
definitely something.
Inger as you try to push her away and run off?
Yes.
Oh god.
Well, Ingrid, you don't get hurt. You watch Argus run away. At some point, he trips and falls in his mad dash confusion, and once his frightening ends at the end of his turn, he seems to regain his senses.
Wow.
I guess it took the ground to knock some sense into you.
He needed
Yeah,
to
you'd
get. He
have
needed
to
to put.
use it in
He needed to get back down from cloud 9.
You had to hit me with a whole ass castle.
Yeah, we did. We really did.
That, my friend, was a piss poor display.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Ow. Ow.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna let you recover from that humiliation, and I'm gonna go see if these ghosts were hiding anything valuable.
While that's happening, I'm gonna step away and pretend that I am actually just sitting down for a moment, rethinking my life's choices.
Winnie will provide the
Yeah.
necessary pets and watch him. You go, buckos, have fun. Don't worry about little old me. I'm just making sure that this big old dunce doesn't get himself hurt. Between the three of you, digging through the debris a bit will definitely yield results. First and foremost, you'll
Nice.
uncover 6 complete kobold skeletons. I don't know what those are good
sweet,
for.
Thank God.
Don't
That
know what those are
explains
good for.
something.
Additionally, I can do this thing that I really like doing, that I really, really appreciate as a feature in this. Your loot bag is about to contain the stuff. I'm going to loot the emotional loot bag.
Then
You'll
gonna have
find
a
a
good
bottle
one.
of yum, a snare, or the components of a snare, a wolf fang, and some coin.
Point.
A bottle of yum.
A
Oh,
bottle
it's
of
called yum.
YUM.
Yo ho waddle dee dee. A bottle of yum.
Look at this, like alchemical consumable injury poison. Like, is it really yum?
It
Is
seems
it really
un-yum
yum?
to me.
Does anyone have any crafting or like magic related knowledge?
I have
yes.
crafting.
This smells really bad. Actually, I'll just let you know it by uncovering the text. Since you are so keen, you'll know that this is a pretty
Yes, we
basic
are.
poison that people tend to put on their let me see, how do I get rid of this? There we go. The description is now updated to contain what it actually is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we can put that on a weapon.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's surprising that the bottle was able to survive, but the poison still seems to have its potency.
Nice.
Can we apply this to a weapon before a fight, or does it like wear off the weapon?
It wears off, but you have some time. Don't worry about it.
Okie doke.
All right. Well,
Any dibs?
if anyone wouldn't mind, I wouldn't mind putting some yum inside somebody.
As long as I don't get stabbed with it.
Specifically for that phrasing, go for it. You have earned it.
Thank you. Who's good at tripping? Would that be Inger or
Athletics,
Argus?
yes. Oh, whoops.
I do have athletics 7.
Argus is 6, so they're both pretty good at it.
Whichever one of you is
Take your
most likely to trip someone.
I mean, Argus, are you interested in snares and tripping people? Hello.
Urgus. Oh, he's muted. He's being a quiet baby.
Oh. Well, that's okay then. I can take the dripping stuff if Argus does not mind.
Handsome. Well,
Hell yeah.
that one all right. You managed to get rid of the haunt before it started brain blasting you.
Could I maybe, like, on those, like, 6 little skeletons, do a quick little religious dab to my dwarf god? Just, like, as a little extra.
I would appreciate that you don't dab on corpses. I understand what you're trying to do, and we'll say that yes. You take care of the necessary actions needed to make sure that this haunt doesn't come back, putting their spirits to rest.
Aw.
Which mostly involves putting the bodies outside in like the dirt, instead of where they are haunted by their death.
Yes. Excellent.
Takes a minute or two, but it's relaxing.
It's like gardening.
I'll say that you can use that same time to spend a stamina, a resolve point if you want to get your 7 stamina points back.
Oh, well, sure thing. How does that do?
Well, first we'll reduce your resolve by 1 to 3 instead of 4, and then we give you your 7 stamina back. Boom. Your blue bar's full.
Thank you. Hehe. How aesthetic. How nice. Thank you.
Well, where are you gonna go next, buckos? I think I saw like a boathouse
I guess
from the
north.
inside.
There's something here. With some stuff here.
Just collapsed parts of the building.
Yeah.
Nothing you
This
can
is the
sell.
boathouse. There's a boathouse like down south here.
No.
Right?
North.
Okay.
No, that's where you came from. That building through the
Oh,
main
okay.
gates. That's where you were hanging out. This is the collapsed bridge. You tried to cross.
Okie doke.
Can you imagine if you had come from here instead of doing the dungeon backwards? Amazing.
There is that room down in the southwest of the room that we just went through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I heard some buzzing behind there, so I'll leave it up to you if you want to go in there or yes, no.
Do we want to leave anything that buzzes behind us?
Excuse me. As I move around, there's an omnipresent small buzz from my wings.
A hostile sort of buzzing. I appreciate. I apologize for my cultural insensitivity.
It's all right. We get a lot of anti-bug sort of talk. I'm used to it. I'd expected more, I guess, but
Ba-da-ba-ba.
maybe I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't have.
I will work better.
The door is not locked, so if you just try to push it open, it'll go open. Don't forget that there's a half-eaten frog corpse in this room as well.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to one thing I want to just mention real quick is that I can speak to arthropods, so that's invertebrate insects. So, like, do I understand what the buzzing is on the other side of the store?
How about you give me 5 seconds while I look up some basic things, and then I'll tell you yes or no. Yes, that would probably include flies and their maggots, yes.
So are
Why
they-
inside of a wall?
It does sound like a fly, but it might be a bee.
Hmm.
All right, so I think shit's about to
Beautiful.
get kind of gross in here. Just for your
Fair.
awareness.
Mr. Hakare, I thought you wanted to do something too?
I will wait until we deal with what's over in the other room, because I was going to go and see what killed the frog.
Unfortunately, unless you think you can make a DC 18 check on Arcana or Nature, you're not going to learn much.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or
I might be able to do nature.
Because you're definitely sure that whatever did this ain't an undead. They tend to eat the whole body after
No.
all.
That's not helpful.
Oh well,
Hello. What did I miss?
everything. End of the dungeon. Campaign over. See you later.
All right. See you later.
Alright,
bye, lads.
Mr. Staccato, the door.
I'm doing it. Open up.
Once you open this
the-
fine door, you see the interior of this watch post still has a wooden ceiling high up above, but a thick mound of filth and animal carcasses heaped on the floor makes the room anything but inviting, which is to say that you are immediately greeted by the smell of offal. Not awful, awful.
Awful.
Ah,
Yeah,
that
awful.
shit.
Oh, Um, there's a big old man-sized fly in this room that buzzes around and doesn't necessarily have anything against living creatures.
That's good because I got nothing against him, and I make that extremely clear to him. We are not here to interrupt him. We are not here to attack him. We are not here to steal away his precious shit that he's eating.
It is a
Yeah,
nice
he can
pile of
keep the
shit,
manure.
yes. Thank you.
He can keep the manure. Like, it's okay.
Nice.
So you move into the room, I see. What do you-
Again, just keeping my hands open, just being friendly, not causing any issues. Just gonna take a quick look around, make sure there's nothing in here that we want.
This seems to be a room where the Midflits are keeping this fly. After being in there for a moment and not making too much of a target out of yourself, you become aware of the fact that there's a second fly in the room.
Oh?
They're different color. One is different color. One is green and blue. The other is brown and blue. They seem to be sharing this room, but otherwise there doesn't seem to be anything in here. What are you trying to nature together, Bucko?
I don't know. Just like there's two different colored flies. Is there anything weird other than the fact that they're big? Like, is there anything that jumps out at me?
It's possible that these are just like the evolved forms of those maggots you saw.
Oh.
right.
They're flying mounts
Aw.
to those little babies, presumably.
That's cool.
Mr.
All right.
Staccato, would they
I'm
work
gonna-
as a flying mount for you?
I don't know. That would be pretty cool.
Would
I
they?
would have to go through like a whole like taming them and training them and all that kind of stuff, which I feel like we don't really have time for here. But that would be pretty cool.
I mean, considering how big the pile of food is, they might stay here for a little while. So hey, maybe you can come back.
Maybe
some
I'll
other time.
swing by.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna leave this door open in case they want to leave, and bid them a fond farewell and happy eating.
Chomp. Or actually, more like flies are weird, man.
They are, but in a good way.
Winnie will echo that sentiment in character. Flies are weird, man.
Yeah, that one in the corner kind of reminded me of my great aunt. Anyway, let's roll on.
Weren't we here to like inspect the lighthouse or something?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so. Which way is the lighthouse? North?
By your own intuition, whatever is behind that door is probably the lighthouse. Since it's the
Gotcha.
most pristine part of the room.
Your thing, but what do we check in here?
Argus, you were moving around past the walls. You looking for something?
No, I am still in the room. I just followed up to the door with Mr. Staccato.
Handsome.
We still have like 3 doors on that same wall.
Mr. Staccato, you are unfortunately greeted by a door that does not respect your desire to move through it, which is to say that it is locked.
Rude. Rude.
Oh no,
rude.
excuse me, it's not locked, it's stuck. It's just like jammed in place. Gonna have to give it a good shove if you want it open.
I'm going to respectfully step out of the way and gesture for my 2 hardier companions to use their own personal bodies as lockpicks.
We'll look like we are your bodyguards. And you know
Cross
what,
your
you're
arms
right.
at all times.
That is an
Oh my
accurate
God,
statement.
I'm not going to debate the door. Jeez.
I am with my fist. Can I like give it a little shove? Shove a little bit?
You have any kind of crowbar or leverage? Otherwise, it's just an athletics check.
All right, let's put our 2 brain cells together. See if
Our
I
2
can roll
brain
above
cells?
level 1 today.
Our 2 brain cells and our more than plentiful muscles. I think we're fine.
Argus gives it a go, but maybe he's just being a little too
Nice.
coy.
Yeah.
Inger, however,
Ing-
slams into the door at full speed and tumbles into the other room. The smooth walls of the circular floor are painted in a light grey, with no indication of seams between the blocks of stone. A set of iron stairs wind upward along the curved walls before terminating at a trapdoor in the ceiling nearly 100 feet above. A red bloodstain glistens on the floor at the room's center. A roughly human-sized creature shed this before its death, and quite recently, considering how fresh and liquidy it is. There's no body in sight, though.
Yeah. I did it go?
Gross.
Lads, we have a corpse. Well, we don't have a corpse, and that's a problem.
I'm gonna give a look around.
Take a little peep.
I mean, this room has no real features for you to investigate. Like, there are no seams or anything that are worth noting. Just.
Not even
There's
the blood.
stairs, there's
Well, I
a
mean, the
door.
blood is on the ground, and obviously there it is.
It sure is blood.
Doctor,
yeah.
doctor, give me the news. What kind of blood is this? Your training tell you anything?
It emits these subtle, vague, what's it called? Necromantic energies.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna scoot over to our foxy godfriend. Just in case a zombie.
Not a zombie, it's a ghost.
Well, it might be a haunt, but it's not active right now.
Mm.
Maybe the conditions have been met. I don't know. Well, you can still
I'm
see
gonna
if you.
poke it. I just get blood on my sword.
If you poke it, you get blood on your sword. Great. What an improvement.
Gross.
I thought there was something with the door. Oh, there we go. Though that's something else. Whoop, whoop.
That might corrode the edge.
I mean, it drips off with surprising fluidity. As if it doesn't want to adhere to anything.
Wait, hold on. That's not how blood operates.
Can I look up? Did this drip from the ceiling?
There's nothing on the ceiling where you think blood could drip from. Although it is 100 feet up there, and your little itty-bitty eyes make it worse. In terms of distance. But anybody who shares your vision can confirm that, yeah, there's no body hanging up there, or any bags of body parts or nothing. No Daedric cages.
Well, either it's some sort of magical thing, or it's just super duper fresh.
I mean, your friend already confirmed that it's probably haunted, you know.
Yeah.
Can I look up?
You have ghosts in
Yes.
the blood. Do
Looking up,
cocaine
you see
about
the
it.
iron staircase wind up 100 feet and eventually terminate below a trapdoor.
Is there can I see from here if there's anything, say, dripping from that?
I
trapdoor?
literally just answered that question. No, there is not.
Ah shit. Okie doke. Thank you.
All right, let's head up this staircase, yeah?
Heading up the staircase. You hear it. Well, it's not creaking. It actually seems to be in perfect condition compared to everything else that seemed to make noise around here. Once you reach the top, however, you are confronted by the fact that the trapdoor does not cooperate. The trapdoor doesn't cooperate, which is me quickly realizing that I should lock it. This little staircase icon cannot be utilized unless you pick the lock or have a key.
We did pick one up, didn't we? Last session, I believe.
Eh,
Yeah.
That ain't
Not
gonna
too
work at
bad.
all. Winnie from all the way downstairs. Because they're not walking up 100 feet of stairs if they can help it.
I mean, they're riding on Argus anyway.
Listen, Argus, it's very tiring to have you walk. They will politely inform you that maybe you can find the key somewhere around the place. After all, if this building is in such good shape, maybe the key is somewhere. If not, maybe someone in town has it, as a Rosengard article, or artifact, whatever. Fancy words for fancy people.
I'm not walking all the way back to town to get a key.
Well, unless you think you can bash this thing open from down below, you're not going to get anywhere.
What do you guys think? Should I try to pick it again? Do you guys want to smash it, or should we look? There's that door over on the left-hand side. Maybe something around there.
We can try looking around the place.
From the dining hall, you could actually tell that door probably just goes outside.
Makes sense.
We do have 3 other doors that are unexplored. And,
Yeah.
this one and the
Yes.
2 over here. So. What
How
else
does
do we
lockpicking work? Can I just keep trying, or is
If you
that
critically
not-
fail, so you roll 10 or under, or a 1, you break your lockpicks and require a replacement set. This one is DC 25, but your little exploratory picking, we'll say you didn't force it too much.
Mm.
Just that you know what you're getting yourself into if you decide to actually try and figure something out. I will, however, definitely
Yeah,
allow people to just like try it out and see how difficult it is before they go on.
Is there any way for us to give a boost? to
Unless you're
those
good at
rolls?
lockpicking, no.
Is that its own skill, or does it fall under something?
Thievery.
I have +3 thievery. Would that be enough for a helping hand?
I would like to point out that you need to effectively make the same skill check, so you'd have to roll against DC 25 to be helpful at all, which with a +3 ain't gonna work.
Okay, thank you. We tried.
If you're very intelligent, you'll realize that the module is very subtly trying to tell you. Maybe come back
Yeah,
later.
you're very subtly telling us to
We're
like
not gonna break.
go away. Yeah, like go away for now.
Mr. Chihiro, since you've been hanging out in this pool of blood for a while, this taunt might not activate at this time of day. You can still try to get rid of it right now, but trying to mess with it, trying to remove it, will risk potentially activating it, though. So you can leave it be and just hope that it never activates when you're around, or you can take a risk. It's up to you. The ball's in your park, as they say.
I can't. It's probably gonna be bad to keep it around. Can I try and exercise it whilst it's not
Definitely.
active? Okay.
Definitely. DC 20. Don't mess it up. That's what we in the biz call, you might want to bring a holy book with you next time. I say that that's not enough to actually cause the haunt to fully activate. But you will have to roll me a DC 20 fort save.
Holy shit.
As some of the blood lashes out and slides against you. Oh, that's really bad.
Oh, dude.
Oh god.
What I really like, by the way, and I don't know why it doesn't... For some reason, this mentions that you take 2d10 plus 6 damage, bleeding. But persistent bleeding is a specific thing, and it mentions that you're enfeebled to as long as you're bleeding, but that's not persistent bleeding. Bleed damage is not inherently persistent no more, if I recall correctly.
I take 2d10 plus 6 persistent
Yes,
bleed.
if you critically fail the check, that's what you take.
Oh, okay.
Do you have your hero point?
Do you have one? I kind of wanted to see what was going to happen, but
Well, you might just die.
Well, it's just this. It's just that it lashes out once because it was stirred. After that, it will settle down again.
okay, I'm going to use my hero point to reroll that.
Well, on the plus side,
There
that's
we
just
go.
a failure, which is just 1d10 plus 6.
Cool.
So let's see what happens to poor baby boy. Ooh, you lucky boy. You got a minimum damage roll. Yeah, maybe the best of that. Let's sure you know what you're doing 100%, because that hurt. Ooh.
Wanted blood.
Don't forget, by the way,
It squeezed the living guts out of you.
you can right-click your own rolls and go like, I want to re-roll it with a hero point. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Winnie
Are
has
you
taken a
okay
moment to
after that?
examine this door.
Wait, when he attacked me.
In Soviet Russia,
Well, that was because I had Winnie selected when I rolled the
blood
damage.
spills you.
Wait,
It
what's
sure does, dude.
wait, what's in this door
Outside.
outside?
You could see
It
from
opens
the
up
dining
just
room.
like that. You see the little boathouse and a boat that is way newer than anything else around.
Ooh.
You
Interesting.
also see a
Didn't some
bridge that goes north
adventurers
to a
come
separate
over here?
building.
Excuse me, could you repeat the question?
Didn't some adventurers come out this way and no one ever heard of them? It's probably their boat.
Anyone with a criminal underworld connection would have known that there's someone had gone this way recently.
I have many criminal underworld connections.
Yeah, we've also heard, essentially, last session. Somebody came through and never came back.
Anyway, I'm gonna check out this middle door here.
You decide to open up the middle door and find yourself in quite the chamber. A12. The ceiling has collapsed, hasn't it, in the southwest corner of this room. The walls bear several shelves with the books and papers once kept have rot to ruin long ago, as have the desk and chair in the alcove to the northeast. However, the desk is still in somewhat of a shape that it might have contents.
Mhm.
Mhm. We
Loot,
could loot
loot it.
those.
Loot, loot,
We
loot.
could loot.
Winnie is effectively... What's his name again? God damn it.
Let-
What's that? What's
Fletcher?
Sherlock Holmes' assistant?
Watson.
Watson. I
Watson.
was constantly stuck on Winston. Watson. You know that one game where Watson teleports around behind you at all times? Let's just say
Yes.
that Winnie does the whole time. It's just constantly where it needs to be.
Good.
Teleports behind you.
Yo.
Nothing personnel, Mr. Staccato.
All right. Who's checking out the drawers?
Me. I can go inside the drawer and make sure there's no secret drawers.
Since you're so itty bitty tiny, opening up the drawer, you become confronted with a large rake that is supposed to like hit your hand if you're trying to open the door and reach inside. But since you're so small, it's like, eh. You fool! I'm too small to get hit.
I'll take it.
Inside, you find several still potent alchemical elixirs. As in, they still bubble and boil with alchemical potency.
Ooh.
I told you to loot it, thank you. Inside, you find a skeptic's elixir, an elixir of life, and a comprehension elixir.
Oh.
That's the sound Inger makes when she drinks the comprehension elixir. Ooh.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Any written word?
Unfortunately, as mentioned, most of the paperwork seems to have completely decayed as a result of the humidity in the ambient environment. Even the labels on the bottles disintegrate when you touch them.
I
Which-
can use it like if we ever go to like a fancy food restaurant, I can say to correctly pronounce horse divorce.
That
It's
is
worth it just for that. All of this has been worth it just for that.
We truly live in marvelous times.
Do we not?
A soft drizzle has begun, causing some rain to pour in through the hole.
My favorite.
If you want to shower, you can take it. Well, Inger is standing next to a door, and there doesn't seem to be much else in this room at first glance.
Let's do it.
Bash it open. Do it!
Bonk.
This triangular room might have once seemed comfortable, but after years of rain and exposure to the elements, through the two elder slits on the northwestern wall, the broom's divan, armoire, and tapestries have fallen to decay. Additionally, wait.
Waiting.
My brain is doing a little. Oh yeah, there we go. There's
Oh.
obviously a secret door over here in the north. A tapestry
Right.
won't hung in front of it, but it's now just this moldy pile, and the door has hung up on a creak since its locking mechanism has rusted so severely.
Hmm.
Gross.
Can we do a little bonk upon it to see where it goes?
It leads to. I need to know something very specific, actually, now that I'm going to this. It does lead to somewhere else. Like, it goes into this chamber, and that chamber goes to another door, which, secret doors are only secret on one side most of the time. I need to know something about a dude, because... Nope. The other door is not opened or on a crack or anything. So that's fine. Mr. Staccato,
Yeah.
since you're so absolutely fucking tiny, I'm going to give this
Yeah.
to you. You would notice that under one of the divans, one of the chairs, is a set of keys. You're so tiny
Ooh.
that it's like on your natural eye level.
Oh, hell yes. These are the best type of lockpicks. The ones that just turn.
For the sake of brevity, because honestly, who cares? I don't want you to fiddle with keys the whole time. Rust has ruined 6 of its iron keys, but 2 bronze keys remain usable. One might open that locked trap door. I'm just telling you that. And the other will open a room way later in the module. You can write down that this key opens doors to rooms A25 and C27. That being the Gauntlight's cupola and a private reading room.
A
So we
private
wanna
reading
go-
room, you say?
Go back and go up the lighthouse.
Sure thing.
Was it A25 and C
Something.
Whoops, wrong language.
27?
That's common. Thanks, Winnie. You know, maybe you should have said it in Sylvan.
How many languages does Winnie know? All of them?
Does anyone here have expertise in perception?
No.
Maybe. What would
I'm
expertise
trained in
be?
it.
No, it's just that you're an expert. I think Inger actually has it. Inger,
I am.
since
I'm
you're
an expert.
since you're a gosh darn dwarf, and you have such great training in keeping your senses sharp, while you were walking back through the room with the desk where you found the potions, there's an unnatural draft in that room, as if the wind is going somewhere else.
Ooh.
Could I pick up one of these green bits? I'm supposing that's.
It's not where the
Well,
draft
leaf.
seems to go. It comes
Oh,
from
and
it
can
because
I
the. Mm-hmm.
can I drop it and see where
Oh.
the source is, like how it goes?
You take up a little bit of powder, you grind it up in your fist. It seems to go to the northeast corner of the room from where you're standing.
Northeast corner, you say? Up. I take a peep with my eyes.
Taking a peep with your eyes, you become aware that one of the bookcases has this hinge mechanism built into it, and the stonework around it.
May I see if it's a push or pull door?
You take the rotating shelf in your hand, and it works like a door handle, revealing stairs going spookily scarily down into
Oh,
the
wow.
darkness. Bring a light source.
So we have a route to go up and we have a route to go down, lads.
I mean, the
choices
up
and
one can really
decisions.
only go to the cupola. There's not much up there. You saw the tower from a distance.
So down, lads.
All right,
Or-
let's go.
Winnie's
Yeah,
just like,
this
gee willikers.
And I feel there is
Anybody in
still
the
the
mood
door.
for roasted mushrooms?
Yes. Excuse me, could you repeat that?
Chiharo, since you haven't done anything, if you really want to, you could have spent some stamina to recover, since you've
Oh,
just been
yes,
sitting
yes.
around for a while your friends were doing all the work.
Yeah, sorry, my dog's being a bit of a pain.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's a good time to refresh, considering how easily you were smacked down. It seems.
I'm either
Oh,
at
fine,
maximum or nothing.
If you click your token and then click that little stairway, you'll be teleported to the next level.
Did we lose
Gas?
someone?
Yeah, my
It
disc
says
cut
stairway
off.
leads to nowhere.
Then I have made a mistake. Give me a moment, please.
But that is a very cool feature.
Oh, it is more than one part. Oh, it is more than one partner. What the hell happened? Oh, that's bad. Okay, we have a slight problem. I need to.
The stairway to multiple dimensions.
Yes, the stairway for some reason seems to have multiple partners assigned. Give me like a second while I figure out what the fuck's going on. You there? You're gonna have to focus. Help me. Ah, this fine token on a floor we're not supposed to be on yet, unless you're speed running it. Let's take care of that. You don't have a partner anymore. Thank you, Mr. Engineer. I very much appreciate that you were willing to help me with this. Thank you. If I did things correctly, I should just have to copy paste this back, and the stairway should work. Bada boom, bada bing. Give it a go.
Leads to nowhere.
That's probably for what. You know what? I very much. I don't like your attitude here, Bucko. Oh, that's the problem. There we go. Maybe that helped. Why do you have? What are you doing, video game? Why do you keep making stairs? I just want to select things. It's connected. It says that it's connected. Why does this thing have more than one partner? What are you connected to?
Polygamy.
Fuck it. I'm doing this. 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 I got a very cool answer, and now you better fucking work. It should. Go nuts. Man, it's dark down here. I can't see shit.
I have dark vision.
You have-
Also, I can cast light.
Yeah, my dark vision, please.
Oh, it's black and white.
Yeah. When he's stumbling down the stairs like a dumbass.
Well, the only way they would be stumbling is on top of me, I think.
Listen, they're trying their best. Argus, do you have any particular dark vision?
No, lizard folk don't get shit.
Mr. Chiharu, would you please like to shed some light on the situation?
Yes, I'm going to cast light
I do have a torch, however, so
On
it would
my-
be reasonable to
I-
pull that
Do I
out.
actually have a torch?
Oh wait, no, 20. Animation speed load, density low. Thank goodness I can see again. Why I'm at the bottom of the Argus, why did you let me fall this far?
All you had to do was hold on to the main.
Hot ziggity. Well, we lost Mr. Staccato.
Mr. Staccato still on the second floor, I believe.
Yeah.
Same
Inger, you can click your. Thank you. If you want to remove yourself from this, use a click selection box to avoid hitting it, and then just use the arrow keys to move yourself off if it's a problem for you.
Ah,
If you're a little bit dexterous, you can just avoid hitting the button altogether.
I'm back.
Who did we lose again?
Mr. Chiharu,
Oh.
there's a door in front of you. Did you know?
Yes.
I need to go to the next floor down, so I need to figure out a whole bunch of shit all at once. Thank you for going down a floor before I was 100% ready for it. Nah, it's not a big problem. It's not a concern. I'm ready. I prepared this floor ahead of time because I have too much spare time. Let's see. You're about to enter into room B6. So that key of yours ain't useful yet. Ta-da-da-da-da-da.
Gonna open it.
You opened the door like a bunch of sneaky beakies. Give me 5 seconds. Here we go. You're in 3 plain wooden chairs sit along the east wall in this otherwise empty room. Long ago, this may have been a guard post where people just, kept watch. Or, it's a very boring reading room where they had the book club.
Hmm.
Oh, hold on, I'm getting a phone call. I'll be back in a sec.
There are 2 doors leaving this place. Oh, there's one. The door you just came from, and the door to the west.
I'm gonna park myself into a corner so I don't click something.
Man, it's been a while since I ended up in this moldy, damp. Ooh, man, can you hear that? The distant growling of the earth.
Why are there
Hey,
3 chairs just pointing
I got
at the
knocked
door?
offline, but I'm still on level 1. Could you move me down to level 2?
Here's your token. Hitch a ride.
Ah, there we go.
Hello.
Hitch a ride.
Love how this has like a waiting room in the basement. Very polite.
Okay, damn.
Mr. Chiharu, since you are taking a look at those chairs on the wall, asking so many questions, I'm going to say your character is making an observation, which is that there appears to be that the middle chair is leaning against a section of wall that pivots outwards, away from you.
Wicked. Wish that.
Pivot.
I mean, the wall may have just been carved incorrectly.
What are
Just
the odds of
pivot.
that?
Just a bunch of telemarketers again.
Well, you're in a
I
room.
sit on the middle chair.
You
Okay.
sit on the middle chair like a complete
Yeah.
idiot. Everyone watches as Chiharu vanishes through the wall
What the hell?
because the wall behind him opens up when he does that because it's leaning against it, so it's like whoa. The chair smashes against the ground. It's still in one piece, but it's got a big crack in it now. Thanks. You are in a long hallway. You're specifically in a room B21, according to the legend. What does it say about B21? Processional. This long, 10-foot wide hallway has a vaulted ceiling arching up to a dozen feet high. 3 broken metal brackets hang from the ceiling, one to the north, one to the south, one in the middle. Although what the frames once held is unclear. The floor is strewn with bits of rotten wood and twisted metal. To the north, a pale green light shimmers from a closed door's frame. I forgot which one it was. I think it's 28. Yep. That would be the door all the way here at the end. I should just put down a little light source, because that makes sense. Anyway, you sure are in a room, you bunch of dorks.
We need Angar. This is so roomy and roomalicious.
Here, there you go. There's a nice little light source for you to gawk at in the distance. Oh, you can't even see it. Is there a viewing distance? There should not be a viewing distance here. Yeah, there is a viewing distance. There should not be a viewing distance on this floor. It's entirely limited by your ability to see. There you go.
Ooh.
Oh man, you can see the fact that they do not draw enough. Winnie, stop being selected. Shoo! Why do I have you like this?
You have to
Winnie is
click and
here to-
drag in empty space.
Winnie is here to cause problems on purpose.
He's baby.
No, he's here because he caused problems on purpose. This is literally community work.
Mr. Staccato, you make a perception check.
I do. I like perceiving things.
Well,
the
you
last
sure?
time someone didn't make a perception check, he disappeared through a wall.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you're in, as I mentioned, a large chamber that goes north to south. There are many doors on it. Even where Chiharu is standing right now, he can see a double door over here, and he can see 2 doors over here. Behind that, he hears some scratching sounds. Off way in the distance to the north, you can hear a distant giggle and like someone talking to themselves. Not unlike me behind my computer.
No,
Can I
that's
set
just
the-
DMing.
I wonder if I can set the rate density a bit higher because it is getting a bit silly with this. No, whatever. We'll figure it out. All right, kids.
All right. I'm at this door here. Can I use the perception check to listen through the door that I'm standing at?
First and foremost, I'm going to give Inger her 60 feet of dark vision.
Oh.
Listening at the door, do you happen to speak? What languages does this mother clucker spit out of his tongue? Undercommon.
Nope.
Then I have bad news for you. You have no idea what they're talking about.
Okay, but like, how many people are they close to the door? Like,
2? 2 seems like an appropriate amount. There might be someone there who's quiet, but you definitely hear at least 2 different voices. They're
Alright,
they're
kinda
they're
try to
growly and they're a
wave
bit scratchy.
I wave to everybody, hey. And I hold up 2 fingers. I point at the door, and then I make some kind of weird face that's trying to indicate that it's some sort of Underdark minion, but it's probably just confusing as hell.
The same voices can be heard from the south door. So it might be like a U-shaped chamber.
Were these going to be the mushroom-eyed boys?
Could be. I mean, you haven't seen them yet. Your eyes have not
So-
been laid upon their being.
Mushroom
Let's do it. Want to kick in the door?
Oh yeah.
Shit. I knew I forgot
it.
something. I haven't prepared the treasure for this floor. I guess we're gonna have to improvise. What do you want to do? Open that door. Show them the goods.
Inger's gonna kick it in.
Yeah.
Inge, the second you
Alright.
kick it in, you immediately hear the voices going.
What the
You
hell?
wish. Man, please pop a shield block. Just to
Well,
be
I
fair.
presume that you walk in with your shield raised, yes, as you charge in.
Yeah.
We're getting into initiative now because this guy takes out a device that I'm going to politely call a projectile launcher.
No, you don't.
I mean, you can see the
No, you
token,
don't.
so you can tell that that's a weapon of some sorts he's using. Please, Inge, please, please,
Yes. Yes.
We're initiative
I'm
time.
Misclicking. There we go.
please, baby.
That is the 3rd nat 20 I've rolled this session.
Winnie, get the hell out of here. You're not fighting anyone. Your baby. You're here to watch these goobers. Don't suck up their experience. They're gonna get nothing if you fight.
You guys want to hear something
Mr.
funny?
Staccato,
The sports bar that I was in, they were all watching football, and then they switched it over to a Charlie Chaplin movie, and the exact same people are just enthralled with the Charlie Chaplin now that we're watching football. It's pretty great. Anyway, yeah.
I mean,
Mr.
It's
Staccato,
close
for the
movie.
sake of simplicity, I'm going to tell you that you will definitely see a dude stand right over here in a moment once Chiharu comes into the room with the light source.
Cool.
Here.
Can
Also,
you?
you're
Do you want to
gonna
give me
change your
a?
look.
Is this the? Can you tell me what he looks like?
The figure you are looking like does look a bit like a gaunt, scrawny human. Milky, very large eyes, ratty hair, sharp, not quite, kind of like mixture between animal and human ears. And they wield this massive contraption as some sort of weapon. I don't know what the deal with that is, but that doesn't look like something you can just shoot anyone with. Anything else you require, good sir?
No, I'm good. All right, I'm gonna tell these. I'm gonna remark to these gentlemen just how much vitreous humor would be possessed in an eyeball of that size, and wonder idly how many vials of it I could sell on the market after.
Okay, I'm just gonna show you the fucking picture because it's a really good picture. It's a really good picture. Get a load of this guy. Get a load of this guy. Get a load of that crossbow.
Cool.
The creature doesn't
Fantastic.
fully
Is he
understand you,
scared as shit?
but he is intimidated. Yes, that is a successful intimidation. He's like, oh, tiny, scary
Love the
man.
little apron. Love the little apron.
Yeah, Mr.
Cool.
Staccato channeling that lapdog energy right now.
There you go.
Stove
All
two.
right, I'm gonna move down
Ooh.
here. I'm gonna run along the edge of the wall as I'm talking about this and this death glare. All right, and come down with the and jump off and land on him
Oh
with
God!
my rapier,
Ah!
stabbing him in the eye.
Ah! Oh my God! Staccato's a scary ass man. Jesus. That's a critical hit. I shouldn't have to tell you that, Mr. Staccato.
Yeah. All right, so that's a crit.
Sweet Jesus, you took half of his health out in
Yeah.
a single blow.
Nice.
Well, no, because then I get. That added the precise strike. Cool.
So, the force you hit him with just wins him instantaneously as you fly at him. Oh! Oh! Argus, you begin to realize that Mr. Staccato is definitely not all talk, considering how he just slammed into someone many times larger than him, and you just
Yes.
hear the cry of
I've
pain
seen
around the
them in
corner.
action last. I've seen them in action last time. I'm sure of it. In that case, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna say I'll be taking us. Just take their contraption from their hands and walk out.
Do you attempt to disarm them, I see?
Yes, correct. Would that be athletics contested?
Yes.
I think. Okay. Let's see how badly this could go.
Let's see. It is against someone's reflex DC. These guys are quick on the reflex, so he avoids you disarming him.
Ah, shame. Well, I don't want to get pelted by that thing, so I'm just gonna go back behind the corner. Sorry.
The engineer in the
I
back.
appreciate your assistance.
What can these fine gentlemen do? Ooh. Mm. What the heck? Why did they have that? There's no traps in this room. When are you guys used? That's a fun feature to have, but not useful here. Whoa! Oh, this is hilarious, how it describes this particular action. This place seems to be some sort of workshop. Let me read the room description for you so you can get a good idea. Oh, where is it? Where is it? This long room smells of rust and grime. Stacks of splintered furniture, pieces of weapons and armor, frayed
Guess they
cores
were
of rope,
wearing the.
jagged shards of metal, and other bits of trash line heaps around the walls of the room. A cold, unlit forge sits in an alcove to the west. To the north, heavy timbers are wedged up against the door to keep it shut. There might be someone naughty in there. All right. Swarming stance. Swarming stance. Oh, that's hilarious. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. But I love it. Well, you know what? He's gonna. You see him. He clambers up into the same space as his ally, which apparently, just fucking out of nowhere, gives him a bonus. Oh wait, they have light blindness. When first exposed to blind light, he's blinded. He can't see shit. Oh no! Where am I going?
Yeah, and they're missing an eye. Oh, one of them is.
Like all three of the eyes in this little community are not doing fine.
Chiharu, this blazing hot projectile comes flying their way. And despite being blinded, manages to hit you. It does
By the way, I'm
7
not seeing
fire
Chiharu
damage. Chiharu is
for
here.
some reason. Oh, right. They're under Inger for some reason.
Yeah, so excuse me, this guy's also
Chara,
blind.
you have an AC of 14.
15.
Then it didn't hit you.
No, the
Oh, no,
second
the
the second
21.
roll is for
Sorry,
concealment
sorry.
because he's blinded. Chiharu, it's your turn. They don't like the
Oh,
light.
okay. I don't like the light. Well, these things don't look like gonna be hurt by positive energy, so I'm
They're
gonna,
not undead. You can tell that with your little pinky toe.
yes, gonna throw up a shield. Then can I put the effect on from here? I can. Perfect. And then... Oh god, my spells.
Yes. Oh, this is bad. I like this. I just looked at what this encounter is rated as. It's rated
Okay.
as severe for level 2.
Yeah, I was surprised that that damage didn't kill him. It would have killed me.
These guys look like tough nubbins, as they say.
Then
Chiharu,
I-
you have 2 actions left. What are those used on?
I'm trying to think, and I'm not doing a very good job. No, I'm gonna be just completely selfish. I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on myself
I'm fine. Handsome.
because I am very close to dying.
The other Morlock is still panicking from, having a tiny man jump on him and just
You did.
base.
You, excuse me for interrupting, but
Yes.
no, you're not dying because you spent the time to restore stamina. Remember?
Yeah, I'm on 5 health.
Yes, but you restored stamina.
Yeah, it ate.
It will give you hit points.
Yeah, it chipped through all of it.
We're done.
I got my stamina back like before we entered this.
Oh, were you already injured in your hit points before we came down here?
Yes, in the
Yes.
fight with the spider.
Oh, we should have used healing to get everybody back up to full hit points.
Yeah, why didn't you tell us?
Well, live and learn.
I
Can't you-
forgot.
Can't you hover over people's token to see their hit points and stuff?
Yeah, I forgot I was at this much health.
Well,
Yeah, guys. Yeah, let's future lesson. We all need to always be at maximum hit points before every fight. That's how
Also, a very
Pathfinder's
small-
balanced.
let's get
Yeah,
down
and a
to.
small reminder: we do have an elixir of life in the loot.
Maybe he should take
Yeah.
that.
Can we have an elixir? Could we have an elixir for the sound of your microphone? Holy crap, you were quiet.
Yeah, well, it'd be like that. I wish I had.
We
an
didn't
elixir,
say
but
we didn't
alas.
say who we didn't say who exactly got the elixir, but if we had discussed it, I think we would have all agreed that the healer should have the elixir. So can we retroactively say he's got
Correct.
that in his pocket?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Like, let's fix our fox friend
I appreciate that we're
real
having
quick.
an entire flashback sequence.
There we go.
Yes.
Sorry, Safi, it's been a week.
Let's get down to brass tacks here.
Mm.
This fine gentleman drops his big, cool gun because he needs to get out his hammer. He will first try to grip firmly the man that is climbing on him, which is kind of hard to do when you can't see very good. 1d20 for concealment. He grabs and grabs, but it's Mr. Staccato's a swift little boy. Whoosh. Deciding that he's not going to take no for an answer, he still swings at the air to see if he can hit something. Mr. Staccato, it's bludgeoning time. Ooh,
All right, what did he roll to hit? 23?
23. I rolled a 1 on damage again, though, because I'm apparently incapable of doing anything more meaningful.
I'm fine with that.
Inger,
Hello.
the warlocks are they're still blinded for a moment by the bright light searing their eyes.
Wait, did you actually hit me?
Yes, I think so.
I would like
My
to move.
my
Their hit
stats haven't
points are still
changed.
at
Should
max.
I hit? Should
Oh
I
no,
press it?
excuse me. Here you go.
Thank you.
I would like to scoot in front of Chiharu and commit a slash with my slasher. And that's where it stops.
You
apparently.
missed by 1. Because he is flat-footed from being blinded and all. Kind of hard to defend yourself when you have no idea where anyone is.
Point. Well, let's try again, I do suppose. Yeah,
As a
that
slight recommendation, when you're fighting things that are tough, it may be worthwhile to focus your fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, point. I do
Because
want
Mr.
to, like,
Staccato
really
is currently getting warhammers in hands swung at him. Alright, you can roll me your damage because that second attack hit. Dang. That's a good swing. Whoosh. Mr. Staccato,
There you go.
you're nice and wiggly.
All right. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Alrighty, so I'm looking at these two guys. I'm assuming the one that I hit before is the one that is a little bit more injured, yeah?
Yeah, he's down to half. He's distinctly injured at this point.
Alright, question. If I move to this space here, am I flanking him with Inger?
No, it's actually very hard for you to... Oh, sure, go nuts. You can stay in this space and still offer flanking. But only for Inger.
Okay.
Because you're being polite about it.
Alright. Sounds good. Alright, cool. So as I'm being like whipped around and I'm stabbing this guy repeatedly, I just take like a lock of his hair between my teeth and I turn and I stare at his buddy next to me and I just give him this big smile.
I mean, he can't really see that smile, so unfortunately it falls a bit flat.
Well, fair enough. All right, that's one move.
That's why it's a 14.
Then let's see. I need to get some panache. All right, so my other move is I'm gonna kick off this guy's head.
Ow!
Do a backflip down, and as I'm flipping back out, I'm going to pull out the my scorpion blade. So I'm going to do a tumbling check off of him. God damn it! All right, cool.
Well, that good news. That is not enough at all. That is.
Yeah, that doesn't beat his reflex. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
The reflex is
It
12.
does look cool though.
It looks cool. All right. Well, having failed in 2 attempts to get panache, I guess I'm just gonna stab this guy. All right. Actually, well, you know what? So these guys are blinded. They can't be blinded again, can they? That's not how that works.
I mean, when their turn comes around, they'll be dazzled still.
Okay, but like if I can't,
Their
like,
eyes will have
like
adapted. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right, and I'm just gonna stab this guy.
Hiya! Right in the ankle. That hits, but only because he's flat-footed.
Would that be affected by the multiple attack penalty thing?
No, he hasn't done anything that triggers that.
Ah.
He's starting to look kind of woozy. Attack from all sides. Argus,
Yes.
you're probably
step
not
in.
going to disarm them.
Yeah, I know. I realized that after I seen that plus 11. Holy frigging shit.
Actually, it's
Well,
plus
in that
12.
case,
They were
it's
just... Actually, their reflex is plus 12.
Holy shit. Well, in that case, it's just simple attacks. I'd like to help Mr. Staccato finish this one off.
Hiya!
Pull it up.
Flurry of
Yep.
blows. Bop, 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 bop.
Yes. There we go. Nope. That's the 2. Nope. And I step out again.
Amazingly, you've rolled a 5 and a 3.
I know. See?
This fine gentleman, I think he was using his gun a moment ago. He's going to do something a little bit more improvised, shall we say. He quite literally tosses the whole thing at you, Inger.
Well, that's nice. I do have this.
You
If
don't.
it counts.
You do not have to, because he did not hit you with a melee strike.
Okay.
He
Still,
rolled a 1.
just training myself to have.
Then,
it.
however, he takes out his warhammer and goes for a proper swing, and that also doesn't work. I say warhammer, it's just a really big, like, smith and hammer. Chiharu, maybe you should have, like, a ranged weapon you can use.
Probably, yeah.
Wouldn't have killed you. Although it would get in the way of Sanctuary. Well, you're fine for now, and your friends seem to be doing all right for what it's worth.
Actually stops Sanctuary again. Hostile action. I will not use a hostile action.
You can still technically use things like intimidation on them, like try and growl at them a little bit. Who knows? Maybe you'll succeed. You got nothing to lose, Bucko.
Yeah, let's try. I'm gonna try an intimidation.
You start scolding them angrily after your injury.
It's more like a whimpered, that injured dog.
Hey, if you got an 18 or higher, you would have made it.
Can you heal yourself?
Oh yes.
Might be a good idea, babe.
I'm going to use that elixir.
You could use the 2-action heal. Keep the elixir
What
for
about that?
emergencies.
Yeah, the 2 action heal, doesn't that heal everybody? Isn't that how?
No,
The 3 action heal does that.
The 3 action heals everybody, but that includes the enemies too. 2 action
Yes.
adds
Oh.
just a big chunk of guaranteed healing
And also range.
and range, yes. And the single action one is just a 1d whatever.
Yes. 4 plus 8.
Yes, 12 hit points back.
Nice. The other engineer sort of scoots back a bit. You can see him aggressively squinting against the harsh magical light that is burning at his eyes. I like that this guy has a handful of junk in his inventory. That's very nice of him. Ooh. You know he's going to go and try and grab you again, Mr. Staccato. Oh, ain't going to work. He can't even hit you with his hammer. You're too fast. You've got the moves.
What can I say?
Igor,
Hello.
maybe we should take
This
some
friend?
lessons from Staccato. I mean, to be fair, you're also holding your own very nicely. Not a
Yeah,
scratch on you.
Like, I would like to make an attempt to do a stab with my stabber. Like at the ribs and then up. Basically trying
That
to be
hits.
the
Show
Binky
me some
Mac.
damage.
I showeth.
Unfortunately, while they're good with a hammer, they're not that good with a hammer by the looks of it. Haha.
Mhm.
How am I gonna tabulate experience for this? Oh boy.
You're suffering.
Maybe this will get us up to new level 2.
See, the
If
thing
we
I don't
live.
the thing I don't like about this system, about the experience system, is it's very clean. However, and this is me waggling my finger, how am I supposed to convert between levels? There's no rules for that. They didn't help me here. What am I supposed to do, video games?
You mean it
you
doesn't
still have.
get-
There are no rules, best I know, to convert a pre-built encounter to have experience values for another party. So if you do a level 2 fight, there are no immediate rules I can use. I have to basically reconvert the entire encounter and see what it comes out to. So let's see, these guys are level 3. Then we'll put them at +2, which means that they're 80 each. So yes, I think you can just go up a tier in difficulty. So these would be 160 if you beat them. Anyway, Inger, that's 1 attack. You have 2 actions left. What do you do with them?
Attack some more naturally. I'm like content with being a meat shield between Jahara
So
and
these guys probably have a
God damn
weak
it.
fortitude save, which means that like a grapple would probably work
Mm.
really well on these guys,
Yeah.
or shove or something like that.
They definitely look like they're not great at grappling or getting grapples off of them. You've 1 action left, Miss Inger. Maybe you can do it. Who knows?
Yeah, what do I do to grapple? Where is that?
Athletics. It's under your skills, actually.
You.
Well, I do be nice at that.
Not nice enough to actually get him.
Ostensibly.
It
Well, I
is
tried.
17. Mr. Staccato. You can
Alrighty.
tell that they understand that you're not supposed to be this strong. You don't look that tough, but they're getting their asses handed to them, so their morale is kind of like sinking in a very special kind of way. And you'd know because you're a master at intimidation, apparently.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, I have now used up my intimidation. They're both immune to being intimidated by me for the rest of the times, or for the next 10 minutes, which is the same thing. All right, so I am going to. All right, I'm going to try to kick up and dodge between them, narrowly, like limboing in between their 2 swinging blades as I swing over here. So that's going to be
Sorry
my.
about explosions outside. I'm gonna mute myself for now.
That's cool. There we go.
Amazing.
All right, so I finally get my panache. Get my panache back.
They're dazzled by your incredible dodging display.
I am indeed stunning. All right, so then it's going to be a precise strike or no, confident finisher against this fella to my left, the one that I've already injured. Nope, that's not. I'm sorry. 15. Not quite there.
You're off by 3. Maybe a hero point ought to do it.
Yeah, I think so. All right, so I'm going to hero points. And let me try that again.
Don't forget my exciting hero point rules.
What the hell?
You know what? I'll just let you have it. I'll just let you have it.
Huh? You sure? That's not. No, it's okay. It's all right. No, I missed. That's how it goes.
This and that.
All right. So that's 2 actions. And then all right. So I am gonna.
Don't
Sure,
forget,
I'll go
you
ahead and.
still do half your precise strike damage.
Oh, that's
because of
true. Yes, I do. That's true. That's true. All right. So I need to roll 2d6 and take half. How do I do?
/ R 2d6, like this, but without the. Oh wait, excuse me. That's an undercommon. Thanks, Mr.
All right,
Morlock.
So he gets 5.
Well, actually 4. It's always rounded down. But at this point, I think he's in critical. He's 25% and below.
Nice. Cool. And then, all right. So that's 2 actions, and for the third action, I don't know. I guess I'll try to. I'm sure. I'll try to swing one more time against the
You
next
never
time.
know. You never know. You never know if you don't glow.
No. Okay. That's it.
Argus. I appreciate that you're hiding around the corner, but
Well, let's try to do. Yes, let's try to do the whole song and dance again.
stop running away when he yells at you. You're fine. Your friends are hurt, and to be honest, you're just kicking dust in my face.
I'm very
Stop it.
passionate about staying alive. They are not.
He gets blindsided, unconscious, or dead. It's up to you.
Well, this one, they're missing an eye. I'll put them out of their misery. And then the other attack goes towards the other one. Is that possible, or do both?
Flurry of blows allows you to perfectly target multiple things, yes. It's just that if you combine them,
Sure.
you combine the damage.
Gotcha. Well, that misses, I suppose. And again, step out.
No, the 16 hit you. Oh, the strike does.
The 4 does
That's
not
the
hit.
damage.
You know, if you stayed, you could flank with us and like.
Actually be useful.
Yeah. Just saying.
Argus,
It's
I know
up
that
to
you're
you.
running away, but you're at full hit points, and Chiharu ain't running away.
Mostly because they need to see.
Listen, Chiharu.
If they wish to die, that's their prerogative. Fine, fair enough. I'll take one for the team. I'm gonna stay over here. Actually, you know what? I might as well just attack the third time. I'm gonna pull an inner squish and attack with -8 penalty. Huh?
Yeah, never said I liked your odds. Chiharu.
So everyone's looking all right for health.
Don't forget that you have Protect Your Sacrifice if they ever do get their asses kicked.
True. Just I haven't needed it until now. I'll just slap shield on myself again.
Amazing.
Just to make sure, because
Oh, yeah.
there's no way in hell I'm smacking that guy.
The desperate engineer is starting to feel the courage sinking into his shoes. He lets out a word. Who knows what he's saying? However, he does take his little baby man hammer and tries to. Actually, he doesn't have to charge to Sakata. He can just walk over him.
I'm right there.
He goes for a swing on Inger. He goes for a swing on Staccato, and then he's like, "See ya."
Doesn't Inger has
18.
attack of opportunity, doesn't she?
Inger, you can actually attack him when he leaves.
I would like that.
Give that coward something to poke him in the butt. Poke him in the butt.
Okay, but I think he killed me though, right? I mean, he
Well, first, I need to know what Inger's doing. Because I still have to roll 2 things.
I would
He
like to
does
try.
not hit Inger. Because he's too dazzled.
Mm.
As for you, Mr. Staccato,
May I-
you are in fact brought down to nothing.
Oh, goddamn.
Yep.
Now,
I'm
Inger,
dropped.
can you roll me that attack,
Yes.
please?
Yes, please.
Maximum MAP. There's a no penalties because it's out of your conventional. Ow! That's a crit, actually, because Mr. Staccato was still flanking when that happened.
Don't mind if we do.
Ooh. You see him stumbling away. Mr. Staccato's initiative changes as he is now in Badtown, USA. Population him.
Ow.
Chiharu, this is when your turn actually would have happened after his. So if you want to, you can give Mr. Staccato a little heal.
If you wouldn't mind.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. I didn't wait, when did
For
I
some
just...
reason, we got our turns mixed up.
Okay. So, yes. Is he dying?
Yes, he's down to 0 hit points.
Okay. Gonna give us
I got swatted.
a slap, level 2 action heal.
I mean, you don't even have to move to do that one. That's
That
10 hit
is
points for
an-
Mr. Staccato.
Two actions will give you 30
10?
feet range.
Oh, yes.
Inger, that
Oh.
jackass is running away after he swatted your friend.
I would like to just drop my longsword and scramble to get a longbow into my hands
Sure.
and perform an arrow.
That hits exactly. Ow.
Stop it. God dang it.
I mean, you hear this little
I
screech
tried.
of like, as you almost hit him.
I tried. I tried. Unless I have more tries to do.
You can definitely attack one more time because there's no reload action. So it's one to take it out and one to fire. Ah, that's a big miss. Argus,
God,
the coward's
Yes.
running away.
Yes.
get him.
Also,
Going to go up
Duolingo is
here.
reminding me of my streak. Thank you.
Holy crap. I have a dual. Oh, right, you do. You are a polyglot. Hold on. I would like to try and interpose myself between them and where they're going and just throw them on the ground. So I assume that would be the athletics check again.
Yes. Tripping, however, is against their reflex DC, which is pretty hard. These guys look like they're swift on their feet.
Not
If you want to
tripping.
grab him,
Grapple.
that's against his force.
Yes.
Grab.
Yes, that's exactly it.
That's DC 17, which is actually slightly lower than his armor class.
Let's see how low I can roll today. Hey.
That's a chokehold, motherfucker. Don't
Yes.
complain.
I don't. I'm not gonna jinx myself like Mr. Staccato did.
Okay, Argus, you have him in a chokehold. If you want to, you could just start
Yes.
beating him up now.
Sure. That would be a multiple attack penalty
Yes.
thing, though. But yeah, sure. Why not? That's the one.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
That's the two.
He has 1 hit point left. He's clinging to dear life. Mr.
Yeah.
Staccato, the honor is for thee, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of limp up, rather than my
That's a
usual
mo-
flashing thing. I'm just kind of walking over there, and I'm like, "You motherfucker!"
So whip him right in the nose.
He's at the perfect.
That's
height for the
hits!
kneecaps.
Unless you can roll 0 damage, he's gonna be down.
Get him.
By some fucking miracle, you've managed to pull this one off. A severe 2 fight. This, I would like to point out, qualifies as an extreme difficulty challenge. You should have lost a lot, but you came out pretty clean. Which I'm going to give you bonus
do-
points for.
1 damage.
Which is all you need.
Yes.
I said he had 1 hit point left.
I'm limping over, and I'm like, "You stupid motherfucker!" And I stagger and kind of slash at him, and it's enough to open up an artery, and he dies.
The shock overtakes him, and Argus, you're holding onto a
Yeah.
limp, probably dead body. I mean, I don't think Mr. Staccato's in for knocking people out. You're left with the quiet of the room, which is filled with gubbins and things and stuff.
Ugh. He's gonna drop them back on the ground.
Gross.
Hey, see, putting on my war face did me good.
If you would like a total rundown of what's going on in this room, there are 3 suits of studded leather armor, 2 rapiers, a rapier that has been broken, someone's taking it apart for the metal pieces. There are some sets of thieves' tools by the looks of it, a potion bottle, and some money lying in a small pile on a workbench.
Acquire. If nothing else for the resale value.
Click, 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 click. That's 13 gold pieces, which is a lot for your level, dang, and a lesser healing potion.
Yes.
Nice.
If you would like any of the other items, they're all made for medium creatures. Or small, I guess. I don't think the game is that picky about it. We'll see. We'll work it out. Healing. Lesser. Oh, lesser is the better one. There you go. That'll pop you right on your feet. I think Thieves was actually worth something, so that we're holding on to for a while. Thieves' tools. Yeah, there are 3 gold pieces. You might as well take those. Eh. You did it!
It
I gotta
is.
say, it was starting to look like I was gonna have to start digging a grave for one of you guys, but it looks like you made it! Woo!
Sorry, misclicked. Ignore that.
Okay,
Of course we,
I'm gonna let you
of
guys
course we
celebrate. I'm just gonna take a. I'm just gonna take a. I'm just gonna take a second over here in the corner. Okay, don't. I'm just gonna rest my ass for a second.
Yeah, good idea.
First we made it, Winnie. We're made man.
So that healing spell that you gave me, that healed 2 hit points, right?
2 plus 8, actually. So
2 plus
Oh, 2
the
eight.
plus
the
8.
two action version, it doesn't include that. The 2 action version adds 8 per spell level. It only rolls the d8 because that's the base healing and doesn't want to confuse things.
Nice. Clerics are fucking good to have around.
Hell yeah.
Clerics and Pathfinder 2 are amazing.
If you need a healing, you want yourself a cleric. You gotta
Fortunately,
butter
I
up a
have-
cleric.
They feel the best among when the party's fighting undead because they can heal everybody with a free action,
Mhm.
and then also hurt enemies with it.
The Pathfinder 1, they were also pretty good at just healing in general because they got channel energy, which was alright. Got you back on your feet.
These launcher things that they have.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on there? Is that something that we can use?
Let's see. Imagine if you made a crudely designed crossbow. I mean, the design's alright. It's mechanically sound. It's a crossbow launcher that can feasibly launch anything from chemical bombs to random pots and vases. So, in effect, it's basically a crossbow. Does it have loading? It doesn't have loading, so you can just kind of. I can imagine it would have loading. It doesn't look like the kind of thing.
Inger, I got an idea. We take this, all right? You cock it, all right? I stand on it, all right? You shoot me, you launch me at the bad guys, all right? Are you seeing what I'm saying?
I would like to
I'm
point out
seeing
that
and
this
you
is
know what I'm
actually
saying.
something this thing could do, yes.
Yes.
Honestly, yes. And
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Will they get damaged if we miss and they hit a wall or something?
Probably, but that's a critical failure kind of situation.
Jeez.
Yeah, well.
And
We'll deal with
we
that
do
situation
have an
when it comes up.
elixir. And
Is
we
it
have an
something
elixir
that I
to
can
fix
use?
it, so you're okay.
Yes.
Okay, anyway, this thing has a range increment of 50 feet, so that's basically 2 actions you can skip out on. And a deadly D8.
Heck yeah. Oh, Bobo Mali.
Savik,
my
quick question.
Yes.
Considering monks have really strange weapon specializations, is it something that I can use? Or would I not be proficient with it with a archery stance?
I guess it would sort of be a bow. So probably, if you can use bows,
Bow. Yes,
Yeah,
I can.
it's close enough to a crossbow. The cranks are a bit funny, but
Is
Like, we can figure it out. Like between all of our crafting skills, we'll figure out how it works.
anyway,
hmm
they don't have much else of value on them by the looks of it.
You mentioned some leather
Cool.
armors, right?
Studded leather
Studded armor.
armors.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm gonna
That's
look up the
strong
value
armor.
of these things for you. I'll just put them in your thingamaboober if you really want to take a look at
That'll
them.
sell for a little money.
At this moment, any money is good money. Oh wow, studded leather is also worth a couple. Okay, here you go. Takes us to that, and some rapiers too, and still in good shape. Winnie has taken the liberty of checking out one of the side rooms just real fast, since nothing came from it. There's probably nothing in there. Which is sort of correct. Because, listen, Chiharu, Winnie was looking in there. In this room is a well. There's also a stack of dismantled equipment. So those suits of armor you saw over there, imagine them but processed through whatever thing they do to take out what they want. There's a well here, and there's a distant sound coming from all the way down the well that sounds like a small crowd having a little chit-chat. But like way off at the bottom.
Huh.
Has anyone here of occultism?
yes.
I think one.
Can you roll me occultism? While I look up a very specific thing. Nope. Nothing of note. Don't worry about it. Let's see, where are we looking for on this anyway? Level 3.
Could you put those crossbows onto the loot sheet?
Sure, why not? What's it called? Projectile launcher. It's a great name.
Yes. When we're in town, I'd like to buy a stack of 20 Mr. Staccatos for resupply.
Strike damage. How much damage is 1d6? No splash. Weapon range is 50 feet. Reload time is 1. Weapon ability is Dex. Traits. It's got a deadly d8. Oh man, there's now deadly 2d8 and multiple. Ooh, I think this was just used for like weapon thingamaboobers.
You talking about rapiers?
Anything I forgot about this? And 3 rapiers, yes, for medium creatures, unfortunately.
Ah.
Bit of a
shame.
downside of being itty bitty. Most things are not made for itty bitty people.
Would it be basically a lance for staccato?
A bit bigger.
It would be like a great sword.
Yeah.
I have
Well,
one.
lances are pretty freaking big, so it makes sense. And
That's
we
true.
did get 2 projectile launchers. Because I would like to use one and then offload it to the shop, the second one, so that we could have replacement parts in case it breaks.
I'd also,
And we
I'd
could
like to have a
also-
ranged weapon because
Yes. Chihara needs a ranged one.
yes,
Well, hey, this projectile launcher, of which you have 2, would probably do the trick. But give me a moment. I gotta give it some bulk. There you go.
I can give you my old bow if you wish, if you're proficient.
I'm not
with it.
proficient with bows.
Ah,
You are
would be
proficient with simple
this?
weapons, and this thing is basically a crossbow, so it's a simple weapon.
Yes,
Ah, fair enough. You can have it then.
I would like yes. I'll take the one.
By the way, if you're wondering, Mr. Staccato, this well goes down about 40 feet into a pool of water.
Oh,
I was
shit.
wondering.
In a couple levels, I'll be able to
Now-
descend into it harmlessly.
Since you're so small, this is larger to you, so your eyes would pick up on this a bit better than anyone else probably would. It doesn't go into water as in the water's in the well. The well opens up into a chamber.
Oh.
Ooh. Do I
How are
know
we doing?
anybody who's really good at swimming?
I would not recommend sending Argus down there, but it'd be difficult to climb back up again. Additionally, are you sure you want to send someone down to a small crowd? They might be prisoners, or they might be baddies.
How are
Well,
we
there
doing
might
on
be
time?
treasure.
That too.
Hey, how are we doing on time?
Well, we'll wrap it up soon.
Oh, we're
Okay.
only like 2 hours in though.
I'm being low-key called away, so
Okay,
if
fair
we're
enough.
gonna do a big explore, I might need to scoot.
Well, there is a social encounter like in the door to the north, but if you want to call here, I'm fine with that too.
How are we feeling, y'all? You're welcome to drive, Inger, if you need more meat and more to explore.
I mean, I got like 40-ish minutes before my other game starts, so
I mean, generally we play for another half hour, but if you need to
Yeah.
go, then we can stop. That's fine.
Or I can just like go and all y'all keep at it. Like I won't mind.
we'll do
so
that.
whatever
We'll
is-
do that. Don't worry about
Okay.
it. We'll have fun.
Okie
Okay.
doke. Good. Okay. Love y'all. Thank you for the game and see you soon.
Hope you had fun.
See you
Oh,
later.
it's yard work. It's gonna be a very specific kind of fun.
Nice.
No.
Okay. Bye, boys.
Goodbye.
All right then. Well, you've checked this room out. There's not much more to say.
Yeah, well,
Do we want
considering
to try
we've
to
seen
check out
ghosts-
the? Do we want to try to check out down the well with a
No,
rope or something?
I don't think that's a good idea at all.
Okay.
Well, there's
No,
a
I
rope
don't
next.
think
There
that's-
is a rope next to the well, so if you really wanted to, you could do it without sacrificing any of your own.
I mean, fine.
That's kind of
Let's do it.
interesting. Let's check it out.
Excellent. I don't have this floor prepared. Oh, actually, I do have the map for the floor, so that's nice. You know what? I'm gonna make this real easy on you.
All right.
Who's going down there?
I feel like I'm going to be the. You can swim, yeah. Argus can go. The only problem with Argus going down is that it might be difficult for us to lift him back up. But he's also the best climber out of any of us. So
No.
yeah, go for it, Argus.
Yes.
As you let Argus down, Winnie's like, "Man, this is a great idea. Just keep going to the bowels of the..." And Argus, as you go down, and Winnie's voice becomes but a distant memory.
The faster I hit the rock bottom, the easier it will be. Also, I will
Um,
use the single action application.
once
I'm
you're-
gonna try to
Actually,
sneak in.
let's see. Okay, this. Why are these walls all purple?
Because they're missing texture, Safi. Have you never used Source Engine?
Oh, they're not movement restrictions, but they. Oh, that's kind of funky. All right then. I gotta pull Mr. Como to this map.
Yes.
How do I? How do I pull you to? How do I? Where's the?
Gusto?
Oh, there's the button. There. No, stay open. There. I'm gonna say that you have a little light source with you.
Sure.
I need to pull out
Okay.
a gibbering mouther.
Oh.
Holy shit. Oh yeah, I'm not
That's
staying down
maybe
there for long.
a bit above level 1 abilities.
They're level 5. They're a moderate encounter at level 3, which is what you're meant to be when you're down here. But we're gonna be polite about this. Gibbering mouthers, I don't think have too much in terms
Or
of range
precocious.
abilities. I think they can spit at you though. Where there's the picture I always use for these fine gentlemen. I just gave you a picture. Why are you being so tough about? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but sometimes it just doesn't feel like being polite about things.
I don't suppose then sneaking in is the opportunity.
You're
to
hanging from a
mention it.
rope, dude. As you're lowering down on the
Correct.
rope, do you have a light source with you? I presume someone gave you a light source.
Yes, the light cantrip, bap they on the head. Or I have an item on me that is doing that.
We'll say that Winnie is with you too. Just like hi.
Hello.
Hey, I'm right in with you. Once you get down low enough, you reach into room C40, which should tell you where you are in terms of what is expected of you. The dripping, sloshing sound of water fills this large cavern chamber. Oh wait, I need to give you a light source because I don't think you can see. And if you can't see, that's my bad.
I can see.
There's only darkness here. There's only darkness here.
There's only Zool.
Whoops! Didn't mean to pull everyone to the scene.
Oh,
Man, this is just. I'm making a great scene. I'm making a great look for myself here. I'm great at
Zephy,
this
don't
job.
worry about it. It's a learning experience.
Anyway, I'm gonna give you a little itty bitty light source. Here you go. Some dim light and some normal light.
I'm going to run to the bathroom.
Yes.
As
Sure.
you lower your way down, okay, here we go. The dripping and sloshing of water fills this large chamber. The air is cold and damp, and the east side sits a sizable pond, which is where you're over. A lazy rivulet of overflow trickles from the north down the sloping tunnel, while a 5-foot opening gapes in the ceiling above the center of the pool, which is where you're coming out of. As you're lowered and down, you become aware of the fact that there is this large heap of flush. At first, you can't see what it is too well, but once you get close enough, the small crowd emits from this pile of goop. And its gibbering slowly gets within earshot.
Yeah, I'm pulling out. I thought there were several people here, but there's one person with many mouths, and that's ain't good juju for me.
Cool. You manage to get out of there before the gibbering mouther fully awakes, and its gibbering becomes a clattering cacophony.
I am pulling myself up on the rope. Also.
However, while you were down there, you did notice that there was a big bag which had like some money spilling out of it. Oh well.
That is a clever trap. No, I will make mental note of that and going to report that to Mr. Staccato once I'm back up.
And we're gonna.
Also, when I said that maybe I would want to hear the tippy tappies of tiny feet in my home, I didn't mean Staccato running out to the bathroom.
You make your report to the rest of the party. What's up?
Yes. There's
Bad
a-
news.
Bad juju. There's a pile of meat with many mouths that wouldn't shut up, but also a pile of gold. Boink.
Well,
Winnie is the right or die kind of bitch. I like that. Thanks for coming
Well,
with me.
what? Well, listen. Someone's gonna have to pull you out of there. I'm not that strong, but I could probably telekinesis you out of there or something.
That would be
Actually,
neat.
Winnie does specifically have the ability to mage hand approximately, but I don't know if they could lift
I
something
don't
like
think
you.
I don't think a mage hand can lift 350 pounds.
No, it's not. It's not quite a mage hand. It's actually something slightly different.
Oh, like
Oh no, it is just mage hand. Okay. I thought they got something for that to make mage hand a bit magier.
I'm back. Is Argus dead?
Luckily,
Welcome
I was
back.
polite and did not make him roll that will save by having the thing be asleep.
Sometimes I wish I was, but no, I've met a gibbering mouther in there, and I will explain that I've met a pile of meat with too many eyes and too many mouths, but also a pile of gold.
Also, it grew eyes that
I
melted
think.
away and grew back.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that
Sounds
gold
like one
is
of those nightmares
gibbering
that I'm
mouth
having.
is gold.
Let's see, which one of these feats this dude when you have? I gave him one
Wh-
just so that he could lift more. Oh, here we
Which
go.
are
This is the one I gave him. Telekinetic Haul, once per 10 minutes. When he can use Mage Hand, but they can lift bulk up to the level or less. In which case, I think they could just lift Argus out of there.
holy crap.
Listen, I gave you someone to bail you out of a bind. They're gonna
Yes.
they're gonna carry you out themselves with it. The little baby hands.
Yes.
Well,
I
Winnie,
like classics
Winnie
in
says there's one
general.
more doorway to check out here before you're done.
All right, fair enough. Let's take positions.
So I'm on the wrong floor or something. I don't know. Like, all I see is like
No. You.
white light.
You might have to reload in that case.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes happens, especially when you get zapped around a bunch because I'm stupid.
I can see you just fine.
Well, Argus, everyone's in position. Go nuts.
Yes.
The alcoves along the walls might have once been storerooms, but the stone shelves are all empty. The room smells foul. It smells foul because it's also a latrine. It's a prison, to be specific.
Gross. Is
By
there
the way, to
any
get
room
into
or
this room,
so?
you had to pull aside some big bars that were holding it shut.
Gotcha.
wh-
Was it locked from the outside or from the inside?
I literally just said there were wooden beams on this side to pull aside to go in.
This side. Fair enough.
This is twice this session that people have asked me the question that I've already answered.
I know.
Anyway, once you open the door, you manage to deftly dodge aside because 3 people jump on top of you, but quickly come to the realization that you're probably not Morlocks, given the fact that, you're using a light source and you're a lizard man. You are confronted by 3 individuals. Humans, to be specific.
Ah. Fresh meat.
They're prisoners,
Hey.
judging by their rags and malnutritionist appearance.
Mm-hmm. Are they, by any chance, fitting the description of those adventures that went missing?
Yes.
Mm.
You're dealing with Gorl Vetters, Shat Nunder, and Zilskili Theed.
Well, since they're malnourished, I'm gonna offer them my water skin.
That's not what malnourishment means.
I know, but that's what I have in a pinch. Malnourishment usually comes with thirst as well.
You get a thumbs up from winning for being polite.
Yeah. Dehydration's usually going to hit you much worse than starvation.
They politely accept
Yeah,
it.
I'm
In
not-
their
I'm not
rags,
going
you
to,
can
like,
actually make out a bird tattoo that's on their right shoulder.
the bird tattoo is. What significance does it have that my character might know of?
Are you proficient with society? Anyone that is can make a check and perhaps recognize it.
One of us is proficient, but the person is not me.
I'm
I've spent the last
trained
10
in
years in a
society.
freaking monastery.
Cool. Chiharu, what's your society looking like? +4, you can give it a roll. You gotta make DC 16.
Holy hell.
You recognize
Nice.
this. They are part of the Osprey Club. That's what this membership signifies.
Ospreys are fucking badass.
The fine thief gentleman would politely request that you guide them to the surface so that they can make their way home and perhaps get their equipment back if you happen to have seen it.
I
They
mean,
don't say it like that.
just-
It's much more like,
it's
hey, you
just
got.
down the hallway. It's
Yeah.
really, it's right there. There's not a lot of guiding. Every way thing on your way out is dead because we killed it.
Hey, not on the so what you did.
Except
but
for the giant frog, I think.
Oh yeah, look out for the giant frog.
Okay, cool. As I mentioned, I'm summarizing. They're like, oh man, it's very nice of you to help us out. You haven't seen our gear, have you? The things we're with us?
Not yet.
The stuff you found on those workbenches might be theirs.
Well, in that case, we can show it to them.
But-
I have no reason to
No man, sorry, no.
leave them
No,
harmless.
I haven't seen any.
Have you seen our boat on the surface, maybe? Is it still there?
We did. Yeah, the boat's
Yes,
still there.
by the lighthouse.
Well done. Hey, oh goodness, I just blinked away. Here we go. He gives you a tip. You might get a reward from a certain lady Yinyas Mara in Crook's Nook for helping him out, Good deeds don't go unpunished around here, you know.
Unpunished. Ugh.
To be specific, you might get a gold reward if you visit that local bar and tell them that you
Makes
did them a
sense.
good one.
Makes sense. All right. Once they're out of this, well, crap hole, I'm gonna hand each of them a ration so at least they don't freaking starve on the way out. Then send them on their way. I have 2 weeks worth of it, so I might as well.
I think there's one more, and his body is somewhere, and they might tell you about that. But he's dead. Dead.
Well, do you want the corpse?
Nah.
Nice.
That's just gross.
Who is it that actually tied you up down here? Was it those big-eyed fuckers?
Yeah, man, the Morlocks. I rule down here, the bosses. The boss speaks common, and he asks a lot of weird questions about things.
What kind of things did they ask you? What did they want? Why did they keep you alive?
Oh, they weren't keeping us alive too well, if you... Judging by his malnutrition, alive might be a bit of an overstatement as to what they were doing with these guys. I forgot.
Put them in a hole and
This guy's in a
forgot them.
very low number room, so I gotta go up. He tells you that their leader is a guy called Graurgust, who appears to be some sort of powerful cultist. Judging by the magic that he wielded, let me look him up, actually. It helps to have a stat block. Helps to have a map. Yes, he seemed to possess occult powers. The ability to summon tendrils and create pain where there is none, and move objects with his mind and magic alone. He seemed fairly interested in why such strange bepainted gentlemen were down in his lair, and what they know of the large tower that sits atop this ruin. For he believes it possesses great power. While that is the case, Graugust is apparently, you might be able to talk to him if you feel like it. Like what you get from this conversation is that Graugust isn't a complete monster. An asshole, yes, but you might be able to negotiate with him instead of having to fight him if you feel like it.
I would prefer that.
After all, one thing that they actually asked them is if they were willing to fight something. What was it again? Oh yeah, apparently he has trouble with some large serpentine creature, and they were like, nah, we're not fighting that thing. You solve it yourself, and then he locked him up. And left him to starve.
Lovely.
So yes.
And anything else you can tell us about any of the other dangers? Anyone else you found down here?
Let's see, what have they figured out? Well, they know that there's some cool stuff in an altar on the surface. That there was this weird haunting ghost in the side structure on the surface as well.
Yeah, we found those guys.
No. You haven't been to that side structure. They're talking about the building to the north. As for what's down here, they've been shown around a bit. They know that there are about 10 to 12 more Morlock around. Not all of them are engineers like these guys, you know, big tough nuggets. Additionally, they know that there's some sort of shadow that moves through the walls from time to time. And they have this big flesh creature as a pet. They seem to call it by the name Grothlut.
Sounds gross.
Yes.
Does it have many eyes and many mouths?
No. This creature's just a big old mound of flesh. Like a slug man.
Oh, like a meat elemental. Sure. Makes sense.
Actually, I'm going to show you the picture because there should be a picture on the FRD, and that's basically what they give you in terms of description. Like this.
Wow. Oh, that's kind of smoochable.
They do warn you about this creature, something that they happen to know. First and foremost is that its moaning is unsettling and makes you feel sick. But more importantly, once it dies, if you kill it with a slashing or piercing weapon, if you try to cut it open, it's probably going to burst because it seemed to be bubbling full of acid and poison.
Disgusting.
Yeah, so be careful around that thing.
Splat it.
They wish you the best with your little journeys, but
Where did they say this was?
somewhere near the king, when they were in his throne room, which is south and west. They saw it, but they don't know where it hangs out most of the time. But you know, we're scramming. We're calling this one a buster. There is one thing that they have, which I think Inger would like. One of them has something to give, which is a cup, and it has a little dwarven rune on it. But we'll take care of that later. So we'll end it here for now, and then next time, I hope you guys go to the previous floor and figure it out, but let's see how much experience you've earned with all this tomfoolery. I'm going to give you some bonus points, though. Because she
So we
did do
get-
some nice things.
640 experience. Probably not.
You say that, but I've had times when that's happened, but that was before I realized how you're supposed to handle encounter experience. Let's see. You've dismantled the trap. I got that noted. That was a low. You've taken care of the boys. That was a low. The moderate. That was those boys, but more of them. You haven't done that fight, and then the 160 for the severe. All right, experience table. Tell me, riddle me this experience table. How much does my party get? That's 260s, okay. So that is 200, 360, 390 experience in total. So you're moving up in the world.
So we're at
Did you put it
710.
in the notes?
710.
So probably next level we'll get to level 2.
Yes.
Or next
Could you
session.
please also add experience to our missing player?
Yes, I just did.
Don't forget.
Wink.
Thank you. Hmm. Well, don't forget to drag over that crossbow thing, projectile launcher.
Yes. I have it.
Yes. Don't forget to get a comfy little quiver for Mr. Staccato.
I'm excited. Yeah, definitely. I quiver myself. I'm all a quiver. I'm excited to get shot. I've never been ammunition before. I think it'll be fun.
I think the way I'm going to rule it is that you're basically making an easy shot for your level at its square or intersection or at a creature versus their reflex DC. So you can launch it on top of someone or you can launch it near someone.
Yeah, and then maybe I can roll some kind of acrobatics to see if I get some kind of bonus on my.
Hey, if you can
back
get
or something
panache
along
from
those lines.
if you can get panache from that dodge rolling, I'll let you do it along the way. Yes.
That sounds good.
You can't intimidate
That's
mid-flight
nice, I
though.
like
It's
that.
a little hard to see.
I don't know, man. If some dude 4 inches tall flew right at me with a knife at
Same.
the speed of a crossbow bolt, I would be scared.
Quivering in my boots. Coming
Yeah.
out. Anyway, I'm gonna take like
Nice.
15 minutes to recover my voice, and then I got a game to run.
Have fun.
Bye bye.
Later, guys.